Woo! Grace and peace, everybody. We are back. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. And so you know what we're going to be doing. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff tonight. Got a whole big slate of things to discuss, to talk about, to get off my chest, all that kind of good jazz. And I wanted y'all to hang out with me. And of course, I'll do an AMA. You can just ask me some general random questions if you like. As long as they stay above board, we're going to go ahead and make sure they get answered tonight. So thank you to everybody who's already jumped into the best live chat on the planet. We got Teen up in the building. Absolutely. Juju B is in the house as well. I appreciate y'all for dropping your number. Tell me what like you are. When you hit the like button, what like were you? My goal this month is to hit 65,000 likes, and you all are helping me because we right around the corner from it. Got the turn signal on. We ready to pull into the parking lot for sure. Thank you so much, Brett, in the house. He says this. Yeah, I heard about this crazy story, man. It's this. It's a wild story. We'll talk about that tonight as well for sure. Well, we got Just a Girl up in here. Good to see you. Thank you so much for tapping in to the best live chat on the internet. I appreciate you. I want to talk about, like I said, I got a lot of things I want to talk about tonight. And again, y'all can ask questions. If you got a question, just go ahead and put question in front of it. The big capital Q, that'll help out as well. I'll try to make sure I see it. If I miss it, do not hold that against me. Do not hold that against me. Let me put the instructions on the screen here. You can put green hearts as well. That'll help it stand out. Work with your boy. Work with your boy. I don't see my question banner on here. Maybe I erased it. I don't see it. I might need to replace that. I have to put it back in here. We'll make it work. So if you got a question for sure, here, let's do it like this. This one will work. There you go. That's it. Yeah. I just rephrased it. There we go. Put a green heart in front of it. Put a big word question, a big capital Q, whatever like that. I'll gladly answer some questions tonight. I want to say thank y'all to everybody. What's up, Tom Ray? Up in here. What's up, man? Hey to you. There you go. Honey Bun Empress in the house. All right. What is Meanie Me says, I just watched Both Sides video a couple hours ago. Great video now, ready for this. Thank you so much. Shout out to Both Sides. Great content creator over there for sure. All right, real quick. Some of this stuff is a little bit somber today. So I'm gonna try to get all the somberness out and then we can get on to the more electrifying, more exciting content. Real quick, if you were ever blessed, if you were ever encouraged, if you were ever edified by Dr. Vodi Bakum, I would like to make a plea. I don't make a lot of pleas like this, so I'm going to make this plea. I'm going to ask you to go to wrathandgrace.com, which is the ministry that Dr. Bakum was a part of, and that when he would go out and do these speaking tours and all that kind of stuff like that, it was a part of the reason he was able to do that. So, of course, it's a ministry, so they receive donations, and it's a donation-driven ministry, period, end of the day. And I've been working with a content creator who was going to be doing their podcast. And sadly, when Dr. Bakum passed away, a lot of their funding dried up immediately. So if you at all were encouraged by Dr. Bakum, I use a lot of his work, and I'm going to probably do even more to try to keep his name out there and maybe start tag. I'm going to go back through and put his links in there as well. If you were ever at all interested or ever encouraged by something that Dr. Bakum preached, could you just go to Wrath and Grace and just hit the donate button? It doesn't matter, $5, whatever. Just, it would be really helpful to know that this ministry is able to keep going. It is definitely a donor-supported ministry. You got those big ministries like TPUSA, they get millions and millions of dollars, and you have ministries like this that don't get that type of notoriety. So if you're interested, no arm twisting, not telling you to do anything, not going to do a $5 line and a $10 line and a $25 God's going to really bless your socks off line. But if you're interested and you're even if you want to know more about it, maybe like, hey, Jason, I don't even know who Dr. Bakum is. I don't know what Wrath and Grace is about. Go check him out. If the mods could just drop the link in the chat, it would be super helpful. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just hate it because I know this guy, he's been really working hard to get his podcast off the ground. He was literally on the ground floor getting started. And of course, Dr. Bachman's passing really threw a wrench in their plans. Now they're planning on still working as hard as ever. They're not giving up over there, but let's just say that they need a lot of help and support. So if you're interested, I'm not arm twisting. I'm not going to say God told me that you got to do something. If you're interested in supporting and helping them out over there, it would be amazing if you all did. And I have no idea. I don't know if you will. Maybe you will, you won't, but I just want to make sure I put that out there. And I'll make sure I put the link down in the description of this video as well. I just found this out about an hour ago because a young man has been working on trying to put together his podcast, and Wrath and Grace were sponsoring it. So of course, his funding for the podcast comes through Wrath and Grace, and all of what they get comes through donations. So a lot of their donations dried up. So, there you go. That's my ask for the evening. That was a little bit somber. The next one is not going to get much better, but I will try my best to get all the somberness out and talk about that, and then we can have some fun and chat about some other things as well. And here's my daughter calling me. Un momento, por favor. One second. And just like that, I'm back. So I asked you all yesterday or earlier this week on a community post. I asked the members to help me with some information about what's going on in Nigeria. If you're not familiar, Nigeria is having a rough go at it. Let's just tell the truth, shame the devil, right? Nigeria is having a rough time. And we get caught up in what's going on in Gaza. We get caught up on what's going on in the Ukraine. And all those things are equally bad, but they don't get the same amount of attention. So I asked my members, could they help me out with what's going on in in Nigeria? And shout out to all of them, because I got some excellent feedback. And I want to share just a little bit with you all. Again, we're going to start this show off. It's going to be kind of starting off a little bit somber, if you will. But I just want to talk about what's going on in Nigeria, because you don't hear anybody talking about it. It's pretty bad what's happening over there. So Nigeria is mostly evenly divided between Muslims who dominate the north and Christians who dominate the south. There are more than 80 million professing Christians in Africa's most populous nation. The fruit of both pioneer mission work and freed slaves who returned to the continent from Europe with the gospel following the 1833 abolition of slavery in England. Foreign missionary activity in the North has declined significantly since 2008 as a result of the emergence of the Islamic militant group Boko Haram. Based in the North, Boko Haram is an affiliate of Al-Qaeda and has also aligned itself with self-proclaimed Islamic State, ISS, or ISIS as we know it. Although Boko Haram has weakened somewhat in the Northeast, it still carries out devastating attacks on Christian communities and army units in the region. Boko Haram is also reportedly backing ongoing attacks on Christian villages by militant Fongli Muslims who have concentrated their attacks on the central region of Nigeria. Terrorist groups and other Muslims in the north want to drive Christians out of the region and continue their push to create a separate nation governed by Islamic law. Of course, we know that the major religions, 51% of Nigerians are Christian. The nation is divided between Christians and Sunni Muslims, and most Christians in the south and most Muslims are in the north. Boko Haram Islamic extremist group and militant Funlai Muslims both attack Christians throughout northern Nigeria. And we just don't hear anything about this. So I just want to put it out there and give you an opportunity to, if you're, lots of us are, praying for Palestine, praying for Gaza. Okay, well, can we also pray for these people? What does it mean to be a Christian in Nigeria? Nearly all Christians in the northeast Nigeria have lost family members or friends in attacks by Boko Haram or militant Fulani Muslims. Entire congregations have been displaced, and many pastors have been forced to leave the region. Being active in church looks much different than it did at the beginning of the 21st century. It now takes great courage and faith to openly worship and serve Christ. Thousands of Christians remain in camps designated for internally displaced people. With few schools able to function because of the violence, families are concerned about their children's education. Life is a constant struggle, and in some places it's difficult for Christians to find food. Famine threatens farms and in the north as a result of ongoing Islamic violence, and militant Fulani Muslim attacks kill farmers when they attempt to return to their farms. In addition, many villages and farmlands have been taken over by the Islamic militants. Access to Bibles. While Bibles are plentiful in the South, there are a great need for them in the North. Many Bibles have been lost in attacks, and as people have been displaced, most Christians in the North do not own a Bible. And even if they were available, few in the North could afford them. And this is Voice of the Martyrs, by the way, is what I'm looking at right here. So that's what VOM stands for. VOM work. Sorry about that real quick. VOM work supports widows who have lost their husbands in Islamic attacks, trains and equips pastors in the North. We also provide study Bibles and New Testaments and Christian discipleship literature to believers. All right, so they're doing a little bit of sewing work here. Man, that is an old school sewing machine. Shout out. And here's a prayer request, some various and sundry prayer requests from persons that Voices of the Martyrs works with. And I wanted to just talk about this for a second, because a lot of the time we get a lot of, again, people jump on my back. I got the comments, I got the emails about what's going on 9 time zones away. Okay, I got you. Well, this one's 8 time zones away, so there you go. I'm getting a little bit closer. All right, I'm getting a little bit more concerned, if you will. And I thought it would be good. I thought it would be good to give you all some other examples of other things going on around the world, because it is easy for us here in the United States to kind of lose focus and pretend or think that everything's sunshine and rainbows, because everything is sunshine and rainbows here, right? It's easy to forget that we have it really good. We have it really good. Not even trying to overcomplicate it or oversimplify it. We have it really good. We can go to the store. We have access to so much, all that kind of good stuff. And we don't have to live in a situation, in an environment like these people do. And I do think that sometimes it's easy to forget that. So I wanted to give you that. I'll probably do a little bit more about Nigeria, because it's such an interesting story. I know my church, we support pastors in Africa, but they're in Kenya. But I don't know. Maybe we'll find some ways to maybe find some other persons who've been there, some other missionaries that work there. Maybe some Voice of the Martyrs who want to come on and talk about it. I think it would be good to talk about some other topics besides what's going on in Gaza and all that kind of shenanigans. Because I don't think that, as I've said before, that's not the punctuation mark of all of the world, is what's going on in the Middle East and that little sliver of land about the size of New Jersey. That's not the punctuation mark of every sentence and everything going on, because this has nothing to do with Israel at all. It ain't got nothing to do with white people at all. So why are we not talking about it? Got you. I got your point. Totally get you, Jason. Thank you. But thank y'all so much for tapping in. I do appreciate y'all. Thank you so much to the moderators for dropping those in the chat already. I really appreciate it. Voice of the Martyrs cases here is a wonderful ministry and stable. They've served with honor for many years. Amen. Shout out to them. Absolutely. Let me see what I got. Lots of good commentary back there. Yeah, I have the video, Jujubee. It was actually really sad to watch, and I chose not to do that. I don't want to do that because I have some fun stuff to talk about, and I felt like I just wouldn't be able to make a smooth transition from talking about that for there. But maybe we'll do another show, or I'll drop it as a community post. Shout out to my good people. Oh, my pleasure. Thank y'all for sharing. A lot of you all shared those things with me, and I really appreciate it. I got more than enough. I could do easily 3 hours of talking about this, from different clips and articles and newscasts that were shared. So I plan to do more. So don't think that this is the end of it whatsoever. Thank you so much, Tina. And if you just jumped into the most electrifying live chat on the internet, Wrath and Grace is a ministry that was started by Dr. Vodi Bakum. He was really the figurehead and spearhead of it. And of course, with Dr. Bachman's passing, they are in a little bit of financial strait. So I would love for you to go check out what they're doing over on Wrath and Grace on YouTube, as well as wrathandgrace.com. And see if you just could be inspired to add something to help them out. That would be it. That's going to be the end of that. Now, we got to get into some less serious conversation. I hope I can do that without being disingenuous. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little commercial break. And I think you all will appreciate it. I believe you will. If you all are familiar, let me bring this gentleman up. All right. There we go. All right. If you guys are familiar with this guy, his name is Christian Johnson, and he's a comedian, and he is, I absolutely love his comedy. He does this comedy skit where he's like an old man that's looking out the window, and he's looking at the window of people doing something, usually ridiculous around food items. So as an attempt to clean our palate and move on to less serious topics, let's bring Christian in real quick.
Hey ho, hey! Good gracious alive! Wait! Just wait a second. Wait! Am I seeing what? She put ground beef on the bacon and rolled it. What? And now she's seasoning it and smoking it.
That looks so good.
Sweet Baconator Jesus. I mean, just when I thought I had done seen it all, y'all keep unlocking new levels to big activities. Oh, Heavenly Father. And then she put it on the bun? Please contain yourself. How am I supposed to contain myself when I just seen what I just seen? Huh? I'm starting to feel like Robin Thicke. I'm lost without you. I can't help myself. How does it feel to bite in that burger, baby? Don't be mad because I feel like Robin Thicke and sound like him. Ma'am, I'll take 2. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to take 2 of them beefy bacon rolls. Lord have mercy.
You're gonna chop it, use some salmon. You know,
Okay, so you're making salmon. But why he chopping it up like that?
I'll tell you a little bell peppers and onions. You want to jump your cream cheese, get mozzarella provolone cheese, some Kobe jack,
Sir, I see the ingredients and all that, but what exactly are you making here?
sauce. Get that mixed in good so it get to looking like that. I use my little donut trays and I'm frozen.
Wait, well, hold on now. Oh, wait, just a salmon circle minute. Did he just put that in a donut tray?
It's gotta go in a pan, going with your honey. Mix in a little bit of that jerk sauce.
Okay, now what you whipping up?
Going to jump some flour, done with 2 eggs. Season it however you like.
Oh, Heavenly Father, it's finally starting to click what he making.
Flour, you're gonna fry it to get nice and crispy. You're just gonna brush on that little honey jerk sauce. It's honey jerk, salmon fillet donut.
Sweet Krispy Kreme Jesus, he just made a fried honey jerk salmon donut? Good gracious alive, with that honey jerk glaze on there, that means when you bite into it, you taste that sweet heat. I'm glad you kept that short and sweet, and thank you for not having that microphone. Oh no, I got it. Right, I want a few, yeah, but I start with 2, yeah. Bring it over to my plate. You don't know what you do it to me. That salmon donut speaks to me. Yeah, sir, go ahead and give me 2 of them right now. Honey jerk salmon donuts. Well, y'all just keep coming up with stuff. And I'm gonna keep wanting it. You know what? Put about 3 of them sonuts on my plate. Lord have mercy.
Shout out to brother Christian Johnson. I just thought, no, they don't. They, what do you call them? Sonuts. I don't know why that guy. I find that dude so funny to me. Don't tell nobody, but I can easily waste 20, 30 minutes just watching these and dying laughing the whole way. Now, mind you, there have been some recipes that are pretty legit. Like that bacon wrap burger thingy, whatever. That was, that looked official. Now, that had some official tendencies there for sure. But for sure. All right, what we got here, good people? Thank y'all so much for jumping into the best live chat on the internet, on the interweb. We up in here. I got something fun. Now, again, I said I had my serious moments in the beginning. We're going to be a little less serious about it right now. But one of the things I mentioned to you all some time ago was that I noticed that Dr. Umar Johnson, let's talk about Umar for a second. Let's talk about Umar. Have some fun talking about Umar. If you got a question, put it in the chat and I will absolutely do my best to answer it. Like put some green hearts around it or something. So kind of stand out. Thank you so much for doing the moderators. Thank you very much. See? All right, look at real quick. Okay, I don't see any. Here we go. Let's keep it rolling. So I mentioned before, Umar Johnson talks about food a lot. I mentioned that, he talks about food quite a bit. So there's actually a young blood here on YouTube who put together a compilation of all the times that Umar Johnson has called out food in respects to his block party. And it's kind of interesting. So what Umar does is if you come on his channel and you ask him a question he doesn't like, he'll block you, and he calls it a block party. Well, when he sent these people to the block party, he told them what to bring as it relates to food items to the quote unquote block party. It's kind of silly, but it's appropriate. But I just didn't realize how much he talked about food, man. Umar talks about food a lot. So real quick, man, just to have some fun. Just to have some fun. Let's bring it in. Let's go. And this guy's name is, by the way, Comedy and Consciousness is the name of the channel. So let me bring it up. Y'all probably want to see more of him because he's funny. All right, let's go. Green hearts in the chat when y'all can hear.
Johnson Ultimate Block Party. The ultimate Umar Johnson Block Party compilation. Now, if you've been here, you know what that means. If you haven't, let Umar explain it to you.
First of all, anybody who talks some slick getting blocked, okay? I'm going to dismiss your ass into oblivion for eternity. I'm going to dismiss your ass into oblivion for eternity if you make a slick ass comment. I will block your ass and I'm not letting you back in. So get cute today. You better make it the best diss shot you take because I'm blocking haters. Let me be clear. Say some slick shit and I'm getting rid of you. I just want to give you informed consent.
Block party. Block party. Block party. Bring some Kool-Aid. Bring some Kool-Aid. Block party. Bring some cut up fruit. Bring some sliced up fruit to the block party.
Show us so we know you're not lying. I'm going to send you to the block party, brother. Bring some cake. Bring some cake. Bring some cake. Bring some cake, my brother. You're at the block party now.
If you ain't building a school, you can't talk to me about our school. If you ain't building a school, you can't talk to me about our school. See, I need you to understand something about 15 years, number one. 15 years, number one. You can't hate the title away. If you want the title, you got to take the title. Y'all trying to...
He 15 years in the game. He said 15 years, number one, but no school is done. How about that? Hey, what you bringing to the block party? Give me an emoji of what you bringing to the block party in the chat. Let's go.
Slander the title away. You can't slander the title away. You got to take the title. I do not respond to anybody with questions about FDMG. I don't answer your questions. YouTubians can't ask me shit. Struggle streamers can't ask me shit. Because you don't do anything but sit on the internet and talk shit. I'm feeding your damn family. How many struggle streamers I'm giving them money for Christmas?
Hold on. This, it worked in 2020. This whole idea that because someone reacts to you and criticizes your content that you're paying their bills is BS.
So I don't answer no questions from anybody. You can't ask me shit. You can't ask me shit.
Okay. I apologize for that interruption. I just had to block Michelle Johnson because she was trolling on my page. I found out if you just touch the comment, you can block. So if I catch any trolls, I'm going to block the Dusty Hotep cell. Why are you on my page? Why are you here? But Michelle, you're blocked. So you won't be posting again on my page for the rest of your life. And I hope it was worth it. Okay. Because you'll never again post on the page of the most requested black scholar on the planet ever again in the rest of your life. Okay. Anyone else want to get blocked? Okay.
I'm too tired to send y'all to the block party. I've been on my feet for 12 hours. Well, I guess I can send some of y'all to the block party. I want you to get me some chicken wings. I need some ginger ale. Who gonna get the ginger ale? Who gonna get the ginger ale? Who gonna get the ginger ale?
I've been trying to figure out how to help.
Your training is on the 8th. Coon alert.
There goes somebody else. There we go. All right. Just a second, brothers and sisters. If your son is listening, take him off the video. That's how you deal with that.
And the hustlers, block party. Bring some Kool-Aid, my brother. I'm gonna send you to the block party. Bring some Kool-Aid.
Only to look underneath the shit and see a diamond. And see a diamond. And see a diamond. They don't get it, brothers and sisters. Okay, we got another block. Somebody else want to come to the block party. Okay, brother, what we need for the block party? Bring some plasticware, my brother. Who else coming to the block party? I need you, brother, to bring me some ginger ale. Bring me some ginger ale. Hold on one second, y'all. Some people want to come to the block party. They want to bring some snacks.
Emotions are weighing on him. Then I was like, you know what? Never mind. Something is happening.
See, this is the thing about Umar and blocking people. When he blocks people, it's not because they're slandering him and calling him names. Yes, he has trolls. But as a person that was blocked before, I was blocked because I told Umar it was childish to talk about someone's kids just because they're criticizing your school sham. It might be safe to say that he blocks you because he's a little baby and he doesn't like the criticism. He can't take the heat.
Healthy option. You want to go to the block party? I'm not sure what you mean by that comment, brother. I don't know if that was disrespectful or what. I'm all about block parties now. Once you get blocked, you don't come back. You block for life. You'll never post again on another Dr. Umar live. If making a joke is that important to you, go forward and make that joke. If making a joke is that important to you to be banned for life, go ahead and do it. I'm sending you to the block party, my brother. Give me some beef ribs. I'm sending you to the block party. Give me some ginger ale. I'm sending you to the block party. Bring back some potato chips. I'm sending you to the block party. I need that seafood salad. I'm sending you to the block party. Bring me some crabs. Bring me some king crabs when I send your ass to the block party.
There needs to be checks and balances all around. There will be Jada, but you don't have to worry about that. What I want y'all to worry about is what I need you to worry about. And what I need y'all to worry about is raising the rest of the money. That's all y'all need to worry about. You're going to do things the FDMG way. How am I going to pay teachers? You are not a teacher and you won't have to worry about that.
I said, oh yeah, this shit on the ground, bitch.
Umar, you don't think that if someone seen you as trustworthy and seen you as having your shit together, they wouldn't question you? Let's not even get into the whole black people gaslight other black people into letting themselves get slammed. Fam, it looks like bullshit, so somebody's gonna call it bullshit.
Block party. Block party. Bring me some Seagram's ginger ale, my brother. You're the first one invited to the block party today. It's rainy and wet in Delaware today, but that's all right. We're gonna have a block party for you anyway. Let me get this coon out of here real quick. Black Queens Forever. Where's the school? You getting blocked. I don't like dumb questions. White Queens Forever. You getting blocked. No, this ain't the place for that. You donated 13 years ago. You won't be allowed in the school.
What kind of man does some shit like that? That's utterly ridiculous.
All right, we got another Neanderthal, disrespectful bastard. Block party. Keep that block party going. Underground Railroad Byway. You understand, talking to kinsman to the greatest, Frederick Douglass, descendant of 2 Civil War veterans. Okay, somebody don't listen, so I'ma block his ass.
Okay, y'all, because I asked you all to put in the chat what you're bringing to the block party. And I think what needs to happen is I might need to inspire y'all. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to inspire you with a real quick commercial break. So real quick, let's go back and ask Christian what we can bring to the block party.
What's that you making? It looked like pancake batter. Oh, you was making dough. Well, what you about to do with it? Shh, and just watch. Now you gonna shush me like you ain't talking to. Whoa, okay, that was barbecue sauce and what? That shredded chicken? And now he rolling it up. Sir, what you got going on? Oh, Heavenly Father. Somebody. Did he just... Sweet baby raised Jesus. Did he just make barbecue chicken cinnamon rolls? Good gracious alive. And he smoked it. Oh my Lord, and look how soft it look. That thing just cut like butter. Huh? No. Even though it seems I've had everything, I ain't never had no food like you. All of the chicken, all of the barbecues, all of the Cinnabons don't mount to you. Don't start all that hating. Sir, I'll take 3 of those. You know what? This some big activity I'm here for. Go ahead and give me a 3-piece of them barbecue chicken rolls. Lord have mercy.
Shout out to Christian, man. Shout out to him. I needed a little bit of encouragement. We're gonna get back now. We're gonna get back over to the block party. So at least we got some ideas of what we could be bringing, what we could be bringing to the block party. Let's go. Let's roll.
I said, you're not going to get it for free. Stop looking for free shit. I've done enough free shit. Stop looking for free shit.
Block party. We having a midnight block party. Midnight block party. Bring some chicken wings, my brother. Bring some chicken wings. Midnight block party.
T College. 313. Don't tell me to calm my nerves. I'm calm. I'm going to block your ass for that. Don't give me no instructions. I'm going to give you an instruction. Build your community. Stop worrying about what I'm doing.
I do what the fuck I want to do, nigga. I'm talking snitch talk. Fuck you talking about. Nigga, I'm playing snitch. I ain't playing gangster. I'm trying to bait a nigga ass in to send him to jail. I ain't playing gangster. I'm playing snitch. I help the FBI, the police, or whoever to put you niggas ass in jail.
I'm on your ass, boy. I'm on your ass, nigga. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. People not gonna like it, but it is what it is. You out of pocket, nigga.
I'm not no nigga. You getting blocked. Don't be calling me out my name, asshole.
I gotta block somebody. I told you. See you in the next life. Let me see anybody else I need to see in the next life.
All right, you want to send 50,000 or you just talking shit, brother? You want to send 50 grand or you just talking shit? Because if you just talking shit, this is not a joke. There's nothing funny about this. There is nothing funny. It's not a joke. I know everything is funny to you immature ass beta males.
Facts. Donate FDMG $ at block party. Bring me some Jerry's strawberry shortcake ice cream. The Ben & Jerry's strawberry shortcake ice cream. That's not my favorite though. My favorite is the Haagen-Dazs pineapple coconut. So the next person I block can bring the Haagen-Dazs.
To get a check. To get a check. In fact, stop calling me when I'm live. I'ma block you. Stop calling me when I'm live. You're not more important than what I'm doing. Stop calling my phone when I'm live. I don't like that. Coon.
Where did you get your degree? I'ma block your ass for that. I'ma block your ass. You a shit fly. Where you at? I'ma block you. I blocked that human shit fly. People have been questioning my degrees. That bitch ass nigga Roland Martin questioned me.
I forgot about this part. I meant to try to go in and cut this out because he's just using profanity for no reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that part out because he just cussing just to be cussing because I don't know. He's still outside talking loud though. I just want to make sure that's known.
I might have answered him. But because I've answered that 1,000,000 fucking times, anybody who asks me that now is a human shit fly. So he'll never be able to post again on my Instagram the rest of his life. I hope the question was worth it. I hope the question was worth it. I hope the question was worth it.
We knock it on the finish line, so.
There's things going on behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what I'm saying. Just we have to be strategists and we have to collect the receipts. And you know, in my own special way, I'm putting together the case file. Okay? Because at the end of the day,
email me your resume. You're not working at the school if you didn't donate.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
It's almost as if you use your common sense when criticizing or analyzing Umar. That's when you get put in the coon category.
My gender at 12 years old. Block party. Block party.
We got another block party? Uh-oh, who want to come to the block party? Y'all see any more shit flies that we can invite to the block party? They want to eat the leftovers. They want to eat the shit.
I think it's time for the block party. I think somebody want to go to the block party already.
Can't even look for an ancestor without these coons acting like coons. $30 from Brother James, silent block party.
If you serious. Because some of y'all just want to sit on YouTube and listen to people run their mouth about black issues while doing nothing to change the reality that they're talking about. Most of you Negroes watching YouTube videos, sitting on your ass, not doing nothing, no work, no organization, no nation building, no activism, no institution building.
And then the coons
the coons, and then the coons.
Phone line is open. Phone line is open. Brothers and sisters on Facebook, the reason why I'm not blocking some of the trolls is because I'm not able to, but don't worry about that. Once the live is over, I will be blocking all of them, and they will never be able to get back on my Facebook again on life. All of them will be off. For my trolls, I hope one negative comment is worth a lifetime of being banned. I hope one negative comment is worth a lifetime of being banned.
Wifey resume cinnamon. Wifey resume cinnamon.
That's stupid.
Hold on, do I gotta block somebody else? Yeah, I said it, you didn't hear me. I said Tariq Nasheed be letting dudes play with his booty hole.
It's a shame that as hard as I work for black people, I have to fight black people. It's a shame. I'ma block you, hood rat. Hotep hood rat. I have no patience for Hotep hood rats. I have no patience for Hotep hood rats.
Question is, are y'all gonna okay, block party. Chucky boy, you out of here. You funny though. All right, block party.
Someone else's ideas. All right, hold on 1 second. Got one. Hold on. All right, there we go. Have a nice life. And I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on that bitch. I'll wait for him to pull up.
Living in a white suburb. Living in a white suburb. Living in a white suburb.
We need forks for the block party. What else we need for the block party, y'all? Because I think a few more people want to come.
Somebody bringing forks.
Block party, y'all. I think a few more people want to come to the block party. What else we need, y'all? We need some shrimps. We need some chicken. We need some beef ribs. I don't eat pork. We got to do beef rib. We need the ginger ale. What else we need for the block party? What else we need for the block?
All right, we're gonna take a station. We're gonna take a station identification break. Now I noticed I did not see anybody bringing this particular item to the block party, so I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all another option that you can try out. Check this one out. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
First, we're gonna make the grits regular. Hit them with some black pepper and some salt.
Now what you say you making? It sounded like you said grits.
Throwing a little butter, throwing a little heavy cream, some shredded cheese.
Oh yeah, that's the kind of grits I'm talking about. And look, no sugar. That's what I'm talking about. Cause it's people out here that eat sweet grits. That's just heathen behavior.
Give that a good mix and pour into a baking dish to cool.
Whoa, grits in the baking dish, sir. What you got going on?
Completely in the fridge for a few hours. After a few hours, cut the grits into some blocks like this.
Sir, what you about to do with that grit loaf?
Then we're gonna make our dreads. To one plate, add on some flour, another some panko breadcrumbs, the third throw on some eggs.
I just know he not about to
look like this. Now add those into the hot oil and fry them until they're nice and golden brown.
Wait, just a deep fried minute. This just took a big back turn, didn't it?
Just like this, and set them to the side. Now season your shrimp up really good.
Ooh, look, now he making shrimp.
Then throw on some heavy cream, hit it with some more seasoning, let it thicken up, throw on some green onion, and that's it.
Sweet brunch menu, Jesus. He just made fried shrimp and grits? Oh, grits, God almighty.
Some deep fried shrimp and grits.
Stop pouring it like that. You dropping the shrimp. Did you just try to catch the shrimp with your mouth? Yes, I did. No shame in my game. Ain't no shame in mine either. Don't. I wanna eat it till my eyes roll back. That deep fried grits and shrimp, that deep fried grits and shrimp. See, no shame. Sir, I'll take 2 of those. Fried grits and shrimp. Sir, give me the rest of that plate of the frits and shrimp. Lord have mercy.
All right, I need some fried shrimp and grits to the block party, y'all. And please do not put sugar in your grits. I know there's some people here. I saw somebody just a second ago that believes in that kind of foolishness, but we do not do that kind. Where did I see that? Right there, Juju B. Look, I got love. I mean, Betsy B. Look, we do not do that over here. No, ma'am. We do not do those we do not do those type of shenanigans over here. We don't behave like that. All right, let's go back to the block party. Let's see what who Umar sent it to the block party. Let's go.
The block party. And when I see the word block party, that means we got a human shit fly looking for some shit. And they don't care if it's horse shit, dog shit, bird shit, human shit.
Oh,
they
come
just
on.
want some shit to play in. And we got a lot of.
Okay, I got to cut him out. I got to just cut that out because he's just saying stuff. It don't even make any sense. You won't believe how much we have a debate about sugar on grits. I mean, that is a thing. That used to be a thing over here. It used to be a thing, man. You used to have a content creator who come in here all the time and to start that argument, and the whole live chat will go crazy about arguing about grits. What in the world is he talking about?
On my feed, block party. Somebody
Somebody must have said some shit. I see block party.
He has a problem with criticism. He has a problem with somebody holding the mirror and saying, hey, what you said didn't make much sense. Can you elaborate?
Brothers and sisters, block party, bring some chicken wings, brother, and some buffalo sauce. Block party, bring some chicken wings and some buffalo sauce.
Before he unites with his own brother, because he identifies.
Today I'm going to silently invite people to the block party. Today I'm going to silently, so when I send people to the block party, when you see me touch the screen, that means I'm sending people to the block party. So the sister said, do I know my original last name? I do not, and the question is irrelevant.
Where you at?
Hold on, let me get up. I'm coming, let me get up. Wait a minute.
All right, take your time. Let me turn this heat down.
This guy can't stop lying. This guy just be making it. He can't stop.
Okay, he's lying.
Says, hold on, we got a block party. Time for another block party. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Block party. I'm always ready to have a block party. Y'all know I love the party, right? Block party. All right, I think we got another block party. Okay. I want you to bring some soda. I want the other brother to bring some chips. I want him to bring some chips. Let's see, anybody else want to come to the block party? And so the human shit fly differ from, block party. Make sure you bring some cake, my brother. Bring some cake, bring some shrimps to that block party. Block party. I want you to bring me some seafood salad. Bring me some seafood salad, my brother. Make sure you have some shrimps in there. Make sure you have some mussels in there. I want some scallops in there. You don't put too much mayonnaise in there, but put a little bit of Old Bay seasoning in there for the block party, my brother. I get back with you in another world. Silent block party.
Don't be just, I ain't gotta manipulate single black women. They love me. I'm gonna get you up out of here with your hating ass. The queens love Big Papa with your hating ass. No coochie getting ass.
You to the block party, who that? 6'5" lifestyle. I don't want to invite you to the block party, my brother. No nut ass questions. All right, I'm gonna send you to the block party. You can bring what else we need for the block party? Or bring a bag of pretzels, my brother. Bring a bag of pretzels. I don't want to send you to the block party. No more nut ass questions.
This dope fiend ass fool. Listen, I'm sorry, people. I don't mean to be mean, but this dope fiend is up here making up shit on the spot. Shit, man, I got to put my glasses on. People, I mean, shit.
So this is the thing with Umar. It gets so mad when people say, where's the school? What's up with the school? This and that with the school. And he says, we already got the school. La, 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 la. With what students, clown? What time it start, clown? What's the attendance rate, clown? What's the school grade, clown? You don't have
What y'all serving for lunch tomorrow?
Because there's no fucking school. There is no school. Not one black boy has been saved, schooled, or educated.
Not one.
Like the video, hype the video, subscribe if you're new, and comment if you got a problem. Hit it, Jack!
People know where the abandoned buildings are located. They're up there in Wilmington, Delaware. They're sitting and just decaying and rotting, and this just look horrible. Well, there is no school. Bro, you don't have a school. I know you're delusional, and we're gonna set all that aside. But hear me on this. You don't have a school. There is no school.
And it has not changed.
What kind of man?
Putting one person out there as the conscious Michael Jordan or whatever.
Over a dime. Send them away. Throw them away. It's over.
Where the school at?
Yeah. Heard you got $750,000 over 6 years. Where'd it go? What do you do? When will the school be open? Stop telling me about the HVAC. We've heard this HVAC story for the longest time. Get the fuck out of here with this HVAC bullshit.
What kind of man?
I'm broke as shit now. He don't give a F.
With Frederick Douglass on it, I'm not related.
Facts. Smoke out. You know?
What kind of minion?
And I'm a coon, so I got coon logic.
Fuck all that. Where's the school?
Oh, this school that we building doesn't exist.
Shit, man. What the f are you talking about, bro?
Umar.
Patrice Lumumba! Kwame Nkrumah!
Umar.
The school.
Do this, that, and then he doing bozo shit, and they got him. They got the whole everything, bro. Like, got him.
I told him facts.
All right, we gotta clean our palates. So I know y'all are probably a little hungry after the block party. So let's go back over and see what Christian got going on for us. Let's go. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
I'm gonna start out with some Pillsbury biscuits, and
Oh, so you're making biscuits?
Sure.
Oh, okay. See, I got a love-hate relationship with biscuits, because, I mean, they're good, but they make my throat dry.
you're gonna take like a cap to something and put holes all over it, like through the middle, to create like a donut effect.
Wait, you putting holes in the biscuits? What you got going on?
Once you've cut a hole in all of them, you're gonna put them in like a deep fryer or
Now you about to deep fry it? Why you ain't just put it in the oven?
a pan. Don't ask me why this grease is so dark. If you know, then you know this was not regular grease. This was from back in my throwback days. But anyways, you're gonna take the banana pudding. If
Watch out there now. You said you gonna take the banana pudding. What? Good gracious alive. It looked like she dipping it into banana pudding.
But essentially, you're just gonna let the donuts cool, and then you're gonna dip them in the banana pudding.
Sweet Dunkin' Donut Jesus. Wait a big back minute. She just made a banana pudding donut? Somebody. And she made it out of a biscuit.
Vanilla wafers and put them all on top of the donuts, and I drizzled them with some icing, and it came out like this.
Whew. Oh Lord, just look at it. You know banana pudding, one of my favorites. I'm about to bite the blinds. Oh, Heavenly Father, you know what I'm about to do. Sadly, I do. I wanna take that donut somewhere quiet. There ain't no one there to interrupt. I ain't gonna rush. I just wanna eat it nice and slow. Hey, that's a bit much. And why is your shirt off? Sorry. This is a family show. I'll take 2 of those. You know what? I'll have the same. Give me 2 of them banana pudding bisconuts. Lord have mercy.
We had to clean our palates after listening to Umar, y'all. We had to clean our palate. Hold on. Let's do another one. Let's see.
Did you know you can use grit?
I don't know. That one looks weird.
Oh, okay. So you making chicken. And wait, just a penetrating minute. You made a chicken hole and decided to stuff the hot dog in there? Deep fried chicken with a hot dog inside? Somebody! What's happening here? Sweet Oscar Mayer Jesus, she just made pig in a chicken blanket.
Well, what is that?
Wait, she still put that on the bun and then scoop mac and cheese on top?
Hey, yo, homie.
And now the bacon bits and what? You know what? Don't put nothing else on there.
Bit for the second base drop.
This don't make no sense. See, this is why folk back been the same size as their New Year's resolution. This is completely outrageous. Put about 2 on my plate, Lord have mercy.
Shout out to Christian Johnson. I like that brother, man. He has some good comedy right there. I don't know. I don't think that sounds weird to me. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm not a big hot dog fan to start with. So that one right there. The banana pudding bisconut is wild. Absolutely. Okay. Okay, well, I get, hey, okay, well, there we go. The Big Bakery is crazy. It is crazy. All right, look, I had some questions on here. Let me get these questions in here. All right. I have no idea. I got no earthly clue why people watch Umar Johnson. I think they watch him for the comedy and the train wreck. I think the same reason why people watch Candace Owens, for the train wreck. I mean, there's no other way around it, just the train wreck. All right, this was a good question right here. Thank you, Ashley, for it. Have you seen Justin Peters warning TPUSA Faith about them associated with Mark Driscoll and their complete disregard of his warning? That's concerning. I admit, I'm with Justin Peters right there. I think Mark Driscoll, if you're not familiar, he's a very bad example of he was a pastor one time, and he's just a horrible example. He was a bad example of a pastor, and his behavior is completely out of pocket. I don't know why people would associate with him. It is not just because we have a difference of agreement. It's not just that. Because I can be friends with a Lutheran. I can rock with a Baptist, even though I'm a Presbyterian. We don't have to disagree. We don't have to knuckle up. But if somebody's in complete and abject disobedience to their church and literally out of compliance and in rebellion, then that's a whole nother game. That's not just we have a difference of denomination, but we're still faithful brothers and sisters in Christ. No, Mark Driscoll's out. He's been disqualified forever. I mean, he's been disqualified in the day. I have no idea why they would actually rock with him. And I do think that's problematic. And this is one of the quiet critiques I had about Charlie was just that he did fool with people that I think he probably shouldn't have messed with in the name of free speech, in the name of being, but please understand, TPUSA is really a political entity. It's not really a church. It's not really a parachurch ministry, anything like that. They just, again, it's really a political arm or, a political action committee. That's really what it is. It's not a church. It's not any of that stuff. So that's why I don't think that some of the things that they did, they were wrong from and I feel like in a Christian standpoint, like Mark Driscoll, that person should be disqualified. Can he still be a part of TPUSA and such like that? Sure. Does he need to be on platform? Absolutely not. But I think that's going to be part of their problem, in my opinion. Okay, what we got? What do we have right here? Got all the Presbyterians up in the building. Yeah, Mark had a lot of problems. Super problematic. And I'm saying that in the most, yeah, there you go. Thank you so much. I love it. Presbyterian is Presbyterian. Let me screenshot that so I can send that to my pastor. I think that's hilarious. Shout out though, for real. All right. I think our palates are scrubbed enough. I think we're in a good place. I think we're in a good place, y'all. All right. You want to talk about some, let's talk about some Candaspiracy real quick. Yeah, I want to pull this one in real quick. I'm going to bring in Doug Wilson to talk about Candaspiracy and the such of that nature. Oh, that's a great question. What percentage of views is Hate Watch of Candace? I'm going to go with, I have no way of knowing emphatically, so I'm just going to give my number, 65% of it. 65% of it. I believe if it were possible for a large platform to do a Candace Owens watch party like I do every week, if there was a big platform to do it, I think we would see a significant drop in the amount of people that are on Candace's live stream. But I also believe a lot of Candace's people are Muslim and out of the country. On YouTube in the studio, I can see where the majority of my viewers and watchers come from. I have a strong feeling, like mine is United States, Canada, UK, in that order. I have a strong feeling that a lot of Candace's viewers come from the Middle East. She has a lot of Muslim viewers and Chinese viewers, because that's what them bots are. That's just my opinion. I'm just here to pick fights. All right, let us go. All right. Yeah, if you had a question, please just drop question in there or put, question or put a emoji in front of it, write the word question and then write your question or capital Q, kind of like this right here. That makes it stand out. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see what Doug had to say about conspiracies.
I'm not saying that all such theories.
Hold it there, Jason. Move that out. Put this back up.
Or that all of them are true.
Let's bring this in. Let's go.
So I'm not saying that all such theories are false or that all of them are true. I'm saying that whether or not they are true, those arguing for them need to step up their game. They need to stop reasoning in a way that can best be described as taking several hits of epistemic acid and then free associating. In today's installment, I do not wish to address any particular conspiracy theory. Rather, I want to talk about the conspiratorial mindset. This is a mindset that results in a particular method of reasoning, and it is a method that is prevalent enough these days for us to start making some noise about it. It is a method of reasoning that is starting to act like the frogs of Egypt. It is a method that is shared by those who promulgate their views in this way, and by those who buy into those views that were advanced on this basis. And it is not rational. So my topic today has to do with a particular method of conspiratorial reasoning in public, and please take my use of the word reasoning lightly. I'm not addressing the content of any conspiracies themselves, whatever goes on behind closed doors, or on the remote island of a Bond supervillain, or in the inner chambers of the brethren of the Third Eye. Full disclosure. Moreover, I want to conduct this discussion only after I've laid certain cards out on the table. If you were to gather up a list of topics that were usually dismissed as conspiracy theories over the last 10 years, I actually think that a number of them were plausible, and others of them have now been confirmed as fact. Once a conspiracy theory has come true, it needs to hand in its nutter papers and head off to its new home in the history books. Thus the lament you have seen in certain insightful memes. I need some more conspiracy theories. All of mine have come true. Or, Mommy, what's the difference between a conspiracy theory and fact? About 6 months, dear. So I'm not saying that all such theories are false or that all of them are true. I'm saying that whether or not they are true, those arguing for them need to step up their game. They need to stop reasoning in a way that can best be described as taking several hits of epistemic acid and then free associating. The second point is this. All of us lean a particular way. We all have our biases. This is something we should all be aware of, and as we examine the facts and evidence, we should not allow those biases to make us distort the evidence before us in any dishonest way. That said, one of my biases is a tendency to be sympathetic to anyone designated by the commies as an international pariah. I acknowledge this to be true, but biases don't have the authority to override the evidence of the facts. So, enough about Israel. The dots themselves are the facts. The connecting of the dots may or may not be evidence, depending on whether or not this conspiratorial method is repudiated. Connecting the dots back in 3rd grade. Perhaps you remember this exercise from 3rd grade. You were given a list of new vocabulary words, and the assignment was to make up a story using those new words. The key phrase here is make up a story. For a simple example, 3 of the words might be house, dog, and cat. 2 of the sentences produced could have been, it had started to rain, and so both the dog and the cat wanted to be let into the house. On the other hand, it could also have been, after the fire started, the dog and cat bolted from the house. Both sentences use the same 3 words, but the 2 sentences are not part of the same story. They do not inhabit the same world. In one world, the dog and cat want into the house, and in the other, they want out. Moreover, the houses are in 2 completely different states, and one of them is gray and the other white. The dogs are even different, as well as the cats. What the stories have in common are those 3 words. Now, Thoreau bequeaths some wisdom for us. Quote, some circumstantial evidence is very strong, as when you find a trout in the milk. Or if we needed to find another example, suppose you found a turtle on top of a fence post. Okay. The reality of such facts indicates that something is up, but the trout in the milk merely requires us to believe that someone put it there, not that Netanyahu did. 2 can play this game. In what follows, I am making no suggestions, implications, veiled insinuations, or anything like that. This is a reductio ad absurdum that illustrates that this methodology of dot connecting for the purpose of simply raising questions is pernicious and destructive. It can be aimed in any direction whatever. In short, I am not saying that Candace Owens was involved in the plot to take Charlie Kirk's life. Remember the importance of that word not in the previous sentence. But I am saying that if this methodology is a sound one, then someone should check into it. But it is not a sound method. Everything between brackets is a reductio, and not what I am asserting. Got that? Bracket. In any tightly woven plot, the importance of deflection is crucial. For one example, you recall that immediately after Charlie was shot, there was a man who was initially detained because he was loudly claiming responsibility, doing so in order to give the real shooter additional time for getting away. That was a distraction. He was not the shooter, but his behavior was calculated to help the shooter. Now, when Tyler Robinson was apprehended, the prima facie evidence against him was strong. I mean location, rifle, parental ID, and so on. Not only so, but he also fit the profile, in spades, of the kind of person who would do such a thing. He was a hard leftist and a furry in a relationship with a transitioning dude. He was a denizen of the world in which murdering people in order to stop the hate makes good sense to them. He fit the profile. So everything about the murder fit neatly into the that figures category, and Red State America nodded together. Figures. So why, in the immediate aftermath of the arrest of Tyler Robinson, would Candace Owens start questioning the official narrative? When all of normal America was turning on crazed leftists with a mixture of astonishment and disgust, what could be the possible motive for suggesting that they actually didn't do it? What would we think if, right after Pearl Harbor, when all of America was gearing up for war against Japan, an influential someone started to argue that Canada was behind the attack? How hard would it be for Canadians to paint red circles on their airplanes? If this were to happen, one possibility would be that the person arguing this was in the pay of Japan. Robinson was arrested on September 11th, and the arrest was announced the following day. Within days, Candace started questioning the official narrative, casting shade on the charges against Robinson. But why would she want us to start looking suspiciously at the Mossad, or the federal government, or even dark forces within Turning Point itself? Clearly, this effort of hers is a distraction. Trump's house cleaning clearly has not yet gotten to the deep state forces in the CIA, who wanted to draw attention away from their asset, Tyler Robinson. You see, the cat and the dog were part of a conspiracy to burn down the house. Few know this. End bracket. When someone is reasoning like this, the only thing that makes any of it even remotely plausible is the size of their platform. If your platform is big enough, you can be as reckless as you want. Charlie and Israel. One of the facts that some have made much of is the text thread where Charlie, the day before he was shot, was lamenting the fact that a Jewish donor had pulled a $2 million donation because he didn't like the fact that Tucker was invited to speak at America Fest. Remember Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is likely the best. I mention this simply to say that to move away from a dispensational theology of Israel, which Charlie might well have been doing, is not logically connected at all to a support for Israel as a significant part of the West, which he was passionate about defending. As am I. But remember Occam's razor. Whether Charlie was growing away from dispensational assumptions does not require him to say that some of these donors lived down to the stereotypes and that he might be forced away from the pro-Israel position. According to Josh Hammer, Charlie was simply frustrated and blowing off steam. For example, later that day, Charlie convened a Zoom call in which he was taking on counsel from Christians and Jews about how best to answer questions about Israel, as his campus tour was beginning the next day in Utah. So without discounting the possibility that Charlie was just blowing off steam, I think there's another element that should not be ruled out. Charlie was nothing if not a builder of coalitions. His Turning Point project was a remarkable example of a big tent approach that was not the moderate and squishy middle kind of big tent. Nevertheless, it was a big tent, meaning that some in the tent didn't really like others who were in the tent. When building an operation like that, there are times when you need to cajole some of them and different times when you need to play hardball with others of them. One plausible way to interpret that text thread is this. Charlie needed that $2 million, and Jewish backers needed TPUSA to remain solidly pro-Israel, and to not invite Candace, for pity's sake. Now, who needed what they needed more? Some critics will say that I'm now connecting my own dots. Not really. I'm suggesting a possible interpretation of events, and I'm doing so in a way that is not alleging that any particular person is complicit in deeply disturbing evil. So there you go.
Shout out. I did it again. Shout out to Doug. I just said that I was saying in a previous episode, I think it's just fair to say that might have to just be my thing. I'm going to have to come up with another way to mute myself and unmute myself. Anyway, I was saying, shout out to Doug Wilson for bringing out, being able to quickly take a lot of information, jam it into a short, responsive critique. He uses a lot of dry humor. He uses a lot of undercuts and delayed humor and like that to keep it involved. So, shout out to him. I thought it was informative. So definitely check him out on Canon Press and blog and Mayblog here on the YouTube streets. There you go. All right. Let me see what we got here. What do I got? Man, I hate when I do that. My people they're the best at me. They're the best. I'm not still muted, am I? The silent cooking. That's what I'm doing. The silent cooking show, right? Oh my gosh. I don't know how I do it. Oh, you want to go back and talk about? Let's see what Christian talking about. Hold on, let's see. Oh, this one is a good one. Hold on, let's clean our palettes from Doug. And I think I got a Candace video that you all will enjoy. So let's real quick bring this back up. Shout out. I think y'all will enjoy this one. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
Some Creole seafood mac and cheese.
She said Creole seafood mac and cheese. That sounds delicious.
First, we're gonna shred our cheese the quick way because my arm's tired. Then to
Oh, that's a fancy cheese shredder.
a large pan, we're gonna put some oil in there and a little bit of butter. Yes, that much butter. They come with your seafood of choice. I use shrimp that I seasoned with some Tony's Creole seasoning because duh. And came with that no salt as well. Flip the shrimp after a minute or two to come with that lobster and some of that crawfish. Cook for 1 more minute and season.
Oh, that look good. I like this recipe.
Some heavy cream and season that as well too well and add your cheese in. Cut the heat off and stir the cheese till it's melted like this.
That cheese oohing and gooing. Hopefully she don't add no more.
Then drop your nudes, as much as that seafood filling as you want, and some more cheese because I'm grown.
Oh, no. I don't think you need no more cheese.
Stir it up till it's well incorporated and then put it in a cast iron dish. Top with the rest of your cheese, a little bit of seasoning because duh. And
she added another layer of cheese? Okay, now my stomach bubbling.
In the oven, 425 till the cheese melts, and just like that, you got boom, a Creole seafood mac and cheese.
I really want to try it, but I'm scared.
If you love mac and cheese, baby, you're gonna love this one. Alright, bye.
I do love mac and cheese, so I guess I'll take my plate over there and get a little bit.
Okay, I love this guy, man. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna check one more. Let's see if we got another good one. Oh, this is a good one.
Oh, okay, so somebody making ribs.
I ain't never seen a foolishness like this.
I ain't never seen that. He putting chicken stock in the ribs.
That's a lot of seasoning.
Okay, so he put butter on there so the seasoning can stick. Okay, so far so good.
I didn't see this coming.
He put brown sugar barbecue sauce and some cherry glaze. Oh, he's showing out. Them ribs look good. I ain't gonna lie. He all right with me. Now what he doing with that pot? He about to make some sides? Is that what I think it is? I know he not about to.
Somebody.
Wait a minute. What's happening here? Sweet Jolly Rancher Jesus, he just candied a rib. What in the Candyland cookout?
Call me the Willy Wonka barbecue.
Mr. White Man, we can't be eating that unless we got the nearest hospital on speed dial.
Candied ribs, baby.
Yeah, I can't be indulging in no ring pop rib. Okay, I don't want no hole one. Just put a little piece on my napkin. Lord have mercy.
Shout out to Christian Johnson, cleaning the palate. All right, good gracious. Yeah, I don't know what the Candyland cookout that was, but we got to talk about Candace, so I figured we just talk about Candace. You see what I did there? Come on. And I didn't put myself on mute, so shout out there as well. Shout out. We got to take what we get, man. We got to give credit where we can. All right, real quick. So last week we watched What Do You Mean? And he talked about conspiracies and such of that nature. And he spoke specifically to Candace Owens. And a lot of you all found value in that. And guess what? He did another video about more specifically about conspiracies in general. So here like that. So real quick, what do we got here, Bree? Since Charlie Kirk was a strong believer in freedom of speech, do you think he would have defended the young conservatives whose chat got leaked just like J.D. Vance did, despite what they were saying? Yes. And let me, because I don't know Charlie Kirk like that. So I will talk for myself. I read the chat, and as I've said this before, 100 times, if not 10,000 times. A lot of the pushback and a lot of the hand wringing that happens is because black people don't want white people to say the obvious things about us. And that's just it. Sure, we do some things that are very stereotypical. Do we all eat fried chicken and watermelon? No. But do we? Yeah, so what? Like, okay. We don't have to make it a big deal. The problem is we pretend like our being offended is tantamount to blasphemy or some kind of like, oh, I'm offended because a white person said that I eat watermelon. Okay, whatever. I can just ignore it and keep it moving. But see, because I want to pretend like my offense And this is the victim Olympics. So in the victim Olympics, you can't give away points like that, free points. So therein is the problem for a lot of us, the highly melanated people, is that we pretend like we can't, like we don't do stuff that's stereotypical, and we don't do stuff that does cause people to be like, wait, why are y'all doing that? Like, we just need to be honest and say, yeah, that's true. If we just said, yeah, that's true, and kept it moving, we wouldn't be having a lot of these conversations. So I don't know if Charlie would have defended the young Republicans. I think that he probably would have. I don't know. Maybe he would have said they're crazy and out of pocket. I don't know. I'm going to say right here, whatever. Okay, fine. They see some stereotypes, so what? And what am I supposed to do? I'm not going to lose any sleep about it. I don't do some of those things. I do know people who do, and they are highly melanated, and there was no lie detected. So let's stop acting like that. That's just mine. But that's just my little 2 cents. I mean, like, what's the problem? Like, okay, so what? Black folk like watermelon. Am I to understand white folk don't like watermelon? Hispanic people, Asian people, Indian people, nobody else likes watermelon? Okay. No, everybody, I mean, come on. And that's the case right there. And I think, sadly, to go with Shelby right here, we've kind of lost the plot. Like, being offended is not, that's really on you. Kind of like when people, the term triggered, that's on you. If I say something that triggers you, it's your response that's the issue, not what I said. And so I know I don't like a lot of the things that people say, but they have the right to say something. Okay, fine. It does get, now watch this. You saying something ignorant might tell me like, okay, maybe I don't need to work with that person. That's not a person that I need to be trying to be around. Okay, fine. That I would rather you go ahead and let me know ahead of time. And I can say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep this moving. I'm going to find somebody else. Now, maybe there's somebody else. Maybe they don't say it. Maybe they don't think it. But the problem is, if the young Democrats live chat got out or live text message, whatever, got out, I bet you'd see the same thing. Because we're just as bad. The highly melanated people are just as bad. So we can't act like, oh my gosh, clutch my pearls. I can't believe that Bobby and Sally said that about us. I can't believe it. Man, stop playing. We're just as bad. We're just as bad. Just ain't nobody put out our group text. That's all. Ain't nobody raided your Discord. Ain't nobody put out your family chat yet. That's all. That's the only thing that's different. What do we have here? Is this a question about Christless conservatism? Conservatism by itself is not Christian. Conservatism is basic common sense. There's a lot of conservative principles that are just basic common sense. So you don't have to be a Christian and believe that a little boy will grow up to be a man or a little girl will grow up to be a woman, and that woman and that man can never not be a woman and a man. That's just common sense. There's nothing radical about that idea. It's only radical because the other groups have made up all this other stuff about it. So therein is the problem. But you can be a conservative and not a Christian. I challenge that you can't be a Christian and not conservative. Which one came first, conservative, or the chicken or the egg? I'd say that Christianity came first. Conservatism is a byproduct thereof. Or I could argue that conservatism came first and Christianity covers it properly. I don't know. After Brett Cooper's video, should loyalty outweigh truth when Matt Walsh and Megyn Kelly defend Candace Owens, even as her fans imply their friend's wife was involved in Charlie Kirk's death? I think, in my opinion, Ruben, and not to turn this into an all-night Candace Owens roast, there needs to be an honest conversation about Candace Owens, because Candace Owens has sown weeds and tares into the wheat field, and now people are arguing about it. She's brought in all of this clownery, all of this foolishness. No, I don't think there needs to be loyalty in that regard, because if you were my friend and you were out of pocket like that, Ruben, then we need to go ahead and have a conversation offline, hey, I'm calling you up. I'm going by and visiting you. We're going to do a FaceTime, whatever. And we need to get this clarified. If we don't move from there in a reasonable way of you changing your position, then I need to turn my camera on and say, me and Ruben are no longer rocking together because he holds a position that I disagree with. And it is not just a difference between, sweet and unsweet tea or whether or not you like Adidas or Nikes, but rather this is a big issue. So therefore, I'm going to say I'm not messing with Ruben anymore. Or you can say vice versa. I don't mess with Jason anymore. It's fine with me either way. But I do think that Megan and Matt Walsh are putting themselves in a trick bag where Candace is already got the millstone tied around her neck, and these people are hooking themselves to that millstone to go down to the bottom of the ocean with her, in my opinion. And this is a great question. Honey Bun Empress says right here, just because you're offended doesn't mean that you're correct. No, I could be offended at you calling me out about my sin, which most of the time, a lot of the time it is sin. If we pulled up any of these body cam footage, if we pulled up some of these crazy fight videos and stuff like that, you would have people offended because a white person calls it out, but you're actually sinning in 4K. You're out of pocket. You're wrong. So you can be upset about it, but you're not fixing the problem or the issue. Shout out to Empress. Absolutely. Thank you. All right, what we got here? Y'all still talking about this watermelon and this fried chicken. Actually, truth be told, I don't like bone-in fried chicken. I'm not a big fan of bone-in fried chicken. I'll eat wings, of course, buffalo wings and stuff like that, but I'm not a big fan of bone-in fried chicken. My daughter will destroy it, though. Let it be known, let it be said. They will destroy it. All right, I see some good conversation. No, y'all don't want me for Congress. I'm going to stay right here taking care of my family. I appreciate it, though. Chuck Norris Club. Yo, real quick, to make y'all change y'all topic. Oh, okay, here we go. Christless conservatives are the ones who refuse to call out Candace. I think you don't have to be a Christian to call out Candace. I'm gonna be honest with you. Candace is sinning even on the world standards. I mean, now granted, I do believe that persons who profess to be Christian should call out Candace, but there's a lot of people who are conservative and they're not believers in Christ at all. And I don't think they have a leg to stand on, if you will. Yeah. So, but I do think that there needs to be some outright calling out of Candace, separating yourselves from her. Like, nah, she doing the most. And not just like, oh, we just have like a little patty cake difference. No, there's a major difference in her ideology, in her philosophy. Now, you can call her out from a Christian standpoint. You can call her out from just a conservative standpoint. I think both. I mean, she's got some errors theologically that definitely can. I mean, we can go on for 2 days about that. Or she has some true errors that she has just on a philosophical level as well. So I'm over here looking and see why this dude has not been in Atlanta. We need to reach out to Christian Johnson and tell him he needs to come to Atlanta. We need that comedy show here in the ATL. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I'm off task. I know y'all about to call me out. Yeah, I don't see him anywhere even near. He ain't even in like Alabama or something. He didn't even go to Florida. What's up with that? He went to North Carolina, but I missed that. Well, this is food that'll heal your body? Oh, wait, here we go. Try some blueberries and blackberries and strawberries. Okay, I can get down with all those. This is food that'll heal your whole body. Okay, say less. I can get down with them. I can get down with them. And hear me, Eric, I think most people, shout out to Eric Smith, I think most people do ignore her, and I think that's fine. Sadly, I think she's inserted herself into the zeitgeist, into the conversation where she I mean, you're working, let's say like this, a lot of us are working hard to ignore her than it is to just say that, then turn your camera on and talk trash about her. It's almost harder to ignore her because a lot of the stuff that we're hearing about TPUSA and what's going on with the Charlie Kirk investigation has been spearheaded by her and that craziness. So I totally get you though. Absolutely.
Mama.
All right, real quick.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm trying to be on task. But I'm also lining up the next palette cleansing for sure. All right. Wait. Conservatives are like herding cats. I don't think it will ever be an issue. That's funny and it's true. That's why I used to tell people when they asked me what my job was. I said, I'm a professional cat herder. And then they were like, what the heck are you talking about? Well, I'm a second grade teacher. Okay. And shout out to Susie Q right here. Too many people don't realize that they have a choice to not be offended. I mean, no lie detected. You don't have to be offended. You could literally hear something that would be offensive and say, okay, and keep it moving and have no problem with it. Or you can start clutching your pearls, or you can go on and bang on your keyboard, or you can turn on your camera. And that's on you. But that's your choice, though. Nobody made you turn on your camera. Nobody made you bang on your keyboard. You chose to just ignore it and keep it moving. All right. Lots of good conversation going on. I don't know. Is Brett Cooper defending Candace and Tucker? That's interesting. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised. Sometimes when people get offended, it could be the Holy Spirit convicting them. No, there's no lie detected there at all. But again, me being offended because you, Endell, shout out to that. If you said something to me and I'm offended, let's say I'm doing something wrong, something that is sinful, something that is out of pocket, and you say something to me and I'm offended, like, how dare you say that about me? Well, what you're saying to me is correct. What you're convicting me of or calling me out about is the right thing to do and correct. So yes, I just don't have to act a fool about it. I could be like, man, you know what? Yeah, you're right. She's right. She's right. I need to get myself together. I need to get my life together and stop acting crazy. So I agree with you 100%. Play the clip so we know where we at. Where we at? What we talking about? All right. And real quick, if you want to throw out a question, please put question or an emoji in front of it and your question. I'm going to bring back in Christian so we can clean our palate. This one's going to be traumatizing though. So this is not as good as some of the others. It's pretty sad. But shout out to Christian. Let's go. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
Yeah. Look what the hell I did.
Whoa.
Burnt the damn ribs up.
Ma'am, that's past burnt. That's cremation. What in the ashes to ashes and dust to dust? You might as well put them ribs in an urn.
Like, Nova, move!
And don't be screaming at Nova.
Move right now. You finna get popped.
No, you need to get popped.
Like, I really don't know how to grill, but
obviously,
like, this is crazy.
Did you fall asleep or just what? Or how hot was the fire? Did you have it on hell?
Burnt the ribs to ashes. Like, how do you even do that? I gotta go buy 3 more slabs.
Don't you buy no more ribs.
What in the hell? Can't make this shit up, I swear.
Yeah, don't get back on the grill. Don't use the oven or no stove. Don't even use nothing hot. Shoot, as a matter of fact, make you some cereal. Lord have mercy.
Shout out to Christian. Okay, hold on. We got to get a better one. We got to end on a good note.
By cooking my ground beef, drained the beef, then added water and spices of my choice.
Okay, here we go. All right, this one is a good one. All right, we're going to end on a good note. and I'll get back to your question. Put a question mark or an emoji in front of him so I can see what you're talking about. All right, let me bring this in. Shout out. Here we go.
So start off by cooking my ground beef. Drain the beef, then add water and spices of my choice. I will.
Oh, so you're making tacos? Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a little Taco Tuesday.
List that on the screen. Mix until well.
Oh, today's
incorporated.
Tuesday.
Now
That's
it's time
right.
to assemble my pizza. I use
Whoa, assemble what? It sounded like she said pizza.
queso as the base. Spread that around. Then I added the taco meat. Then I added mozzarella and mild cheddar cheese. Baked according.
She put queso, the taco meat, and stuff on top.
What is going on?
What you got going on?
My pizza came out the oven. I cut it to 8 pieces and topped it off with shredded lettuce. And
Hold on, un momento. Is she really about to make
this mixture on top? And y'all, this came out super good. It really put me in the mind of like
taco pizza? She done turned Papa John's into Papito Juan's. More like Paquito Caesars.
a chalupa. I would definitely put this in rotation for Taco Tuesday.
I'm about to bite the blinds. Why has this never been a thing? Tacos and pizza, it's the best of both worlds. Oh, good gracious alive. Don't you? I can't help it. I'm about to start singing in Spanish. You don't know no Spanish? Adios mio. Bidi bidi bamba. Como está? You didn't even say nothing. You are the hateration and holleration Mary J. Blige was talking about. I'll take 2 slices. Yeah, you right. Taco pizza? Yeah, go ahead and hand over 2 slices of that pizza. Por favor. Lord have mercy.
Yo, I like him, man. That dude is my favorite. Wait, try taco cheeseburger? Is there one? He has that on there? He got me laughing so hard. I got my glasses sweating up, man.
Y'all, we in trouble today.
Okay, hold on. Wait. I don't even know what this person's cooking, so. Oh, okay. I don't even know what it is, so we're going to find out together, y'all. I don't think. You got 8 kids? Well, Lord have mercy. You might, I don't know. Maybe this will be it then. Jana, this might be it. Let's see what he got for y'all. Bring this back up, Jason. Come on. All right, let's go. Shout out to Christian Johnson. Let's go.
What you making? What you mixing together? Oh, she must be making chocolate chip cookie dough. Okay, but that right there look like cinnamon roll dough. What's she making? 2 different desserts? Oh, she put the cookie dough inside the cinnamon. What you got going on? Good gracious alive. I know Good and Big Back well. She ain't just do that. Sweet Cinnabon Jesus. She just made a chocolate chip cookie cinnamon roll. Ooh, look at it with the icing on there. Oh, Heavenly Father. Don't start. Too late, because I feel a little Tamia coming on. I really like what you done to me. Oh, I can't really explain it. I want a piece of you. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's too much. I want too much of that dessert she just made. You right about that? A cinnamon bun with chocolate chip cookie? Ma'am, give me all the cinnamon buckets you can put on this plate. Lord have mercy.
Okay. I'm telling y'all right now, I will sit here and laugh at that foolishness all night long. Wait, what? Okay. All right. I saw this. Oh, okay. 8 kids. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what the icing was either, though. I saw your Eric. Thank you so much. What did Eric say right here? All right. Did you have a chance to check out that video of Judge Joe Brown and his commentary about Booker T. Washington is more ruthless as being a more ruthless Al Sharpton? I have to admit, shout out to Eric. He did send me that message and asked me to watch that video. I need to fess up. I did not get a chance to watch it. However, I'm going to tell you right now, if you are comparing Booker T. Washington and all the great things he did for not only Black America, but for the South and for America as a whole, and you compare him to that ne'er-do-well, do-nothing, good-for-nothing Al Sharpton, then, sir, I got nothing for you. I'm sorry. Judge Joe Brown is wrong. Booker T. Washington, and I'll watch the video. Maybe I'll pull it up real quick. Booker T. Washington and Al Sharpton, that isn't even a commentary that we need to even ever have. That's like saying, you know, Michael Jordan and some peewee basketball leaguer over in the back alley somewhere playing pickup. No way. What are we talking about? What are we talking about for real? So, no, I disagree with Judge Joe Brown 100% if that's it. And if he didn't say it exactly like that, then you know what? I must still say anybody who's comparing Booker T. Washington to Al Sharpton needs to go ahead and repent. Like you're wrong in 4K. There, I said it, got it out there. All right, let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't see it. All right, let me pull up the video I was going to show y'all though. In the meantime and in between time, Lord have mercy.
Wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, the internet has exploded with conspiracies, each claiming to uncover what really.
I done call myself doing the right thing and then messed it up. Let's do it like this. There we go. Shout out to What Do You Meme podcast. Let's go.
In the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, the internet has exploded with conspiracies, each claiming to uncover what really happened. Millions of people believe that we're witnessing one of the biggest cover-ups in recent memory. However, I was one of those who found some of the theories that lacked hard evidence to be incredibly irresponsible and even potentially dangerous. But as I started to do more research, I began to see why these sorts of conspiracy theories felt so persuasive, why they reveal something deep in human nature, and how the need to never be deceived can end up becoming the very thing that deceives us the most. So let's unpack what happens when distrust becomes a religion. Okay, and real quick before we start, I just want to be clear that this video is not about everyone who listens to or believes in some conspiracies. Nor does it mean that conspiracies are always false, because they aren't. This video is about the psychology behind the conspiracies and what happens when we allow them to consume us. All right? Now, let's get into it. If you've ever wondered how someone can go deep down the rabbit hole to the point of being extreme, well, this is how. Let's be honest, people didn't just wake up one day and decide to stop believing in the official narratives. Over time, we watched how we were deceived by the very institutions that were supposed to tell the truth. For some, it was church scandals. For others, media that never apologized for lies. And for millions, Epstein was the final straw. Nearly everyone, no matter their politics, started to feel like they're trying to deceive you wasn't paranoia anymore, it was common sense. So when someone like Candace says that the government is lying, it lands. It already feels familiar. And honestly, believing in conspiracies doesn't make you crazy, it just means you're human. I mean, take a look at what Jordan Peterson said here.
That means I'm someone else because I thought I knew what was going on, and clearly I don't.
Jordan Peterson was explaining why betrayal is one of the most traumatizing things that a person can experience. When you trust someone, you build your understanding of the past, the present, and the future around that trust. It's what gives life stability. But when that trust breaks, everything collapses. The past starts to feel like a lie. The present feels unsafe. The future you imagine disappears. And suddenly, you're not just questioning that person, you start questioning yourself.
You were someone else, and that means I'm someone else because I thought I knew what was going on, and clearly I don't. I'm some sort of blind sucker or the victim of a psychopath or someone who's so naive that they can barely live, and I don't understand anything about human beings, and I don't understand anything about myself. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow or next week or next year. It's like all of that certainty, that habitable certainty, collapses right back into the potential from which it emerged.
And that's also what happens to a society when it loses its trust in the people who were supposed to tell the truth. Collectively, we felt, I was deceived. I can't trust them. I'm not who I thought I was. We didn't just lose faith in the authorities. We lost faith in our ability to make sense of the world, and subconsciously, we started to feel unsafe. Psychologists call this epistemic anxiety, the discomfort of not knowing what's true, and our brains can't live there for long. So to relieve that anxiety, we reach for stories that fill in the gaps, stories that make the world make sense again. And even if they're false, they still feel safer than the ambiguity that comes from not knowing. Studies show that the type of people that are drawn to conspiratorial thinking aren't stupid, they just tend to be more vigilant. They tend to have a deep need for certainty, control, and meaning in a world that feels unpredictable. And nearly 100 studies found that conspiratorial thinking often correlates with a high intolerance for ambiguity, a distrust of authority, and the craving for hidden patterns. In other words, when the world feels untrustworthy, conspiracy theories give us a map. And even if it's the wrong map, it still feels better than being lost. And that primes us for something like a conversion moment. We're ready to fully embrace the belief that suspicion can save us from deceit. If you look to my last video on Candace Owens, the comment section predictably included those who were against her and those who passionately defended her with angry comments like these. But if you pay close enough attention, you'll notice how tightly people cling to conspiracies, sometimes even at the cost of family, friendships, or even unsubscribing from their favorite Christian YouTubers. But really, why would a Christian unsubscribe from other Christian channels that they once enjoyed just because the creator questioned Candace Owens' claims? Well, the reason why is because conspiracies don't just give people information, they give them something much stronger. Remember how so many of us felt, I was deceived. I can't trust the authorities or institutions. I guess I'm not who I thought I was. Well, that same pattern sticks with us when we find comfort in conspiracy theories. But now it sounds more like this. I'll be skeptical so I won't be deceived again. I can only trust those who are skeptical of the authorities and institutions because now I'm not the kind of person who's easily deceived. And that actually helps to regain a sense of who you are. You're not just someone searching for truth anymore, you're someone who sees through the lies. You're one of those who gets it, who's awake. I mean, you know the vibe. You're watching a video exposing the truth about the truth about the truth, and somehow you feel more informed than everyone you know. And by the way, asking questions is a good thing, and everyone should have a healthy dose of skepticism. But once it gets a hold of your identity, it's powerful. It gives you belonging and makes you part of a tribe of people who see what others can't. And the way you see everything starts to change. You start seeing the world through the eyes of suspicion, and everything fits into one story. Good people are being lied to, and you're one of the few who finally see it. But eventually, that belonging becomes sort of a loyalty test of who you can and who you can't trust. So when others don't agree with the conspiracy, they aren't just seen as wrong, they're seen as the type of person you can't trust. They're too easily deceived. And this is where it starts to function like its own religion. It's not just belief anymore, it's belonging, a kind of faith community. You've got the prophets, the heretics, and even rituals, the daily scroll through the hidden truths. And once you're this deep, every challenge starts to feel like betrayal, and that's where lives quietly start to fall apart. But before we get into that, and because this video is literally about trust and what happens when we lose it, we have to talk about the sponsor of today's video that helps with that, Aura. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is flooded with spam, well, this is why. There's these companies called data brokers that sell your data. They do it without your consent and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And while they're legally required to remove your information if you ask, they make the process confusing and hard on purpose. And that's why I'm thankful for Aura. They take care of the hard part, automatically removing your information from these sites and keeping it off. Aura also monitors the dark web for your phone number, email address, and your social security number, and will quickly notify you if someone is trying to use your information to open up an account. And even better, if something ever does happen, they'll cover you with up to $5 million of identity theft insurance. The app also comes with a bunch of other safety features as well, so you can go to my link aura.com/whatdoyoumean to try 14 days for free, and that'll be enough time for Aura to see if any of your personal data has been exposed, so that way you can learn about it before one of these companies are forced to notify you. So go to aura.com/whatdoyoumean or click the link below to try 2 weeks for free. All right, now let's get back to talking about how finding your safety and suspicion takes you down a very, very dark path. When a belief system becomes your identity, something subtle happens. When a critic says that doesn't add up, what you hear is, you're gullible, you fell for another lie. Same wound all over again. And because no one wants to be the fool twice, the instinct is to try to reverse it. You tell them that they're the ones that are really blind, and they're the ones who can't see what's really happening. The accusation gets mirrored back in the form of self-protection. It's less about truth and more about feeling sane. We see it online every day. Someone debunks a claim, and instead of people saying, okay, maybe I got that one wrong, they say, of course they'd say that. They're part of the system too. This is how you can start to see the trap. To question the revelation is to prove that you were never truly awake, or worse, that you're also in on it. Evidence against the conspiracy somehow becomes even more evidence of a cover-up. And once speculation becomes doctrine, any evidence that you use against their theories just make their faith in that theory stronger. And the irony of all of this is that in trying not to be deceived, it can sometimes make you even easier to be deceived. The same framing of issues gets recycled, now by people trying to dodge accountability. Andrew Tate's Matrix attacks, Billy Carson's Christian Mafia claims, Terrence Howard's elites, and of course the infamous they language.
They don't want them looking at, that they don't want the public at large looking at.
They don't like me because they can't intimidate me. They want us afraid of me.
Vague enough to dodge proof and specific enough to absorb our fears. And by the way, after listening to countless hours of conspiracy theories, they has now become my least favorite pronoun. But anyways, the formula is the same. Confidence, outrage, and a promise that they're the crusader who knows the truth that they are hiding from you. But here's the painful reality. The harder that you cling to that protection, the more it starts to protect you from reality itself. And the more you fight being deceived, the more that the fear of deception ends up deceiving you. Conspiracies promise truth and clarity, but the deeper you go, the harder it gets to know who to trust or even what counts as evidence anymore. In fact, I've never met anyone who's come out of those rabbit holes with more peace. But I've met plenty whose relationships and even their marriages have been damaged because of them. One couple said that conspiracies nearly ended their marriage because the skepticism that was supposed to protect them started turning inward, looking for hidden motives, secret agendas, even inside of their home. The spouse who once felt safe now felt interrogated, and the harder they tried to prove their innocence, the guiltier they looked. That's what happens when distrust becomes doctrine. Families and communities that once shared faith and friendship split over theories that no one could prove. Now obviously, this doesn't mean that everyone who listens to conspiracies are going to end up here, but
let me also just jump in, and he said this in other videos as well, and it's not germane to this conversation, but this is exactly what happens when you embrace too much racial tension, or everything's about race, everything's centered around race. This exact same thing happens where you no longer are able to fellowship with brothers and sisters at church, or people that you went to church with and whatnot like that, or people that you share common faith with at work or at school, fill in the blank, because you've now embraced this idea that all white people are this, all black people are that, all Asian, Indian, and fill in the blank people are this. And instead of Christ has called us out of the world to fellowship together. Just something to think about as well. Let's go.
Many do. Eventually, skepticism hardens into cynicism, and underneath it all is a deeper loss, not just of relationships, but also of your peace. And the worst part is, even if one of those conspiracies turns out to be true, and by the way, some conspiracies have been proven to be true in the past, but even if one of them does, it still doesn't give you the relief that you hoped for, because the problem was never just the lies, it was the fear underneath the lies. And that fear is a cruel and unforgiving God. Here's the thing that no one tells you. We weren't built to know everything. The first lie we ever believed was that God was hiding something from us, and that if we just saw what he sees, we'd finally feel safe. But that lie didn't give us control. It poisoned us with distrust. The only way out of the paranoia loop is to let go of a need to know everything and finding peace in the one who already does. Because that's the kind of trust that gives you a better story. I don't have to know everything. I can trust the one who does, and he has never lied to me. And when you believe in the gospel, you start to build an identity that isn't fragile and isn't defensive, because you aren't valued based on how much you know or how much you can find out or knowing more than other people. You're valuable because the creator of this universe loved you enough to die for you. Real peace doesn't come from an obsession of trying to figure out every hidden secret. It comes from trusting in the one who never lies, never hides, and never leaves you guessing about his motives. You can cast your anxieties on him because he cares for you. And you no longer have to find your safety in knowing and seeing everything clearly, but instead being known and being seen clearly by him. All right, thank you guys so much for watching until the end. Now, the goal of this channel isn't just to make videos. It's to help people who are drowning in this confusing world rediscover truth, peace, and a gospel that never changes. So if you believe in this mission, we'd love for you to be part of it. There's a link down below where you can support this ministry, and together we can help more people trade paranoia for peace and suspicion for trust in Christ. All right? Thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next one.
Thanks so much, John. That was great. That was spot on the money. Exactly what we wanted to hear. If the moderators could just make sure that What Do You Meme podcast is in the chat, I will make sure that I add it to the pinned comment as well as this video description, because I think that was an excellent video that helps out a whole lot and gives a lot of context. Even saw some of the comments going on in the live chat. A lot of you all were resonating with that. So I really appreciate it, man. Thanks so much to John over at What Do You Meme for doing that and for taking the time to give us that kind of insight. And as such of that nature, thank you so much, loves. Thank you very much for that. All right. Let me real quick. I got a couple of questions, and I want to talk about Judge Joe Brown real quick. I saw this question right here. Jana, did I see your first series of Candy's Coffee Shop conspiracies? No, I didn't. I don't think I saw that. Can you help me out with that, Patrice? If you want to email me, dearwokec@gmail.com. Hold on. Let me make sure I open up my email because I just realized it's not open. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. I did have it open. Sorry about that. Look, this is a live channel. It's a live stream. All right. I don't have it. Okay, cool. Is the government still shut down? I think so at the current moment. And I will double check on that as well. Great question. Thank y'all so much for the questions. Ruben says this: what do you make of the latest video of Pastor Marvin Winans? Okay, I do want to talk about this. And I was not going to, but I have it queued up. So let me pull it in very quickly. Okay, number one, right off the bat, I am a churchman. I believe that Christians should attend church regularly to fellowship with other believers, to hear the preaching and proclamation of God's word, to go through the sacraments and such of that nature. There's a reason why God called the children of Israel out of Egypt to himself. There was a reason why. And there's good reason to go to church. That doesn't mean that every church is a church that you need to go to. Okay. And it's fair to say, in my assessment, Perfecting Church, which Marvin Winans has been the pastor for like 40 years. I remember when I was in college, he was a pastor there. Is clearly not the church that people need to go to. That there's no reason to go to that church. And if you have to announce what you're giving as your offering, even for your building fund or special offering, you have to announce it and say, my name is so-and-so, and I'm giving this much and this much. That's out of pocket, hands down. There's no reason to even go any further than that. Let me pull this video up just in case you haven't seen it. And I'll come back and double check on it.
Roberta McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfecting Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
But he took that money though. And I'm just gonna say it again. And this is not a church. This is not. I'm sorry. There's no reason to go. If you attend Perfecting Church, you're wasting your time. There's no reason to go there. None whatsoever. And you see there's a whole line of people back there. There's a whole line of folk to do what she's doing, giving, quote unquote, and announcing what they're giving. That's just ridiculous. There makes no sense at all what we're seeing. And for him to just stand up there and be like, now you see, he said, I didn't tell you to give 1,000 plus 200. I told you to give 1,000 plus 1,000. So $2,000. So she said, oh, I'll work on the 8. He still took that 12. You see, he took that check and put that behind him. Look at all those people there, man. This is not a church that you need to go to. This is not a church. I don't have to defend this. And I will never defend this type of foolishness. Never. Y'all go do that by yourself, because this is not a church. This is a social club. This is a pay to play. This is a concert with really expensive tickets that you buy every month. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But, sir, this is not a church. That's no other way around it. I stand on that. I feel comfortable in that. My name is Jason, dearwokec@gmail.com. If you want to argue with me or whatever like that, argue with yourself. But This is not a church. And the fact that the world sees this and thinks that this is proper, people see this and think that everybody does this. We don't do this at my church. I would have walked out the door. It wouldn't be my church. And again, I believe that you should be in a church. I believe that you should be in a church. If you're not in a church and there's not some serious medical reason why you're not, or you live in a third world country where your life is in danger. If you live here in the United States, go to church. But this is not the church to go to. Perfecting Church is not the church to go to. I mean, I don't know what Marvin Winans does because he's up there in Detroit. So we could talk for 2 days and 3 hours about what they do up there in Detroit and why Perfecting Church has not been any more successful at turning around what's going on in Detroit than anywhere else. That's crazy work, nasty work. I mean, nasty work. Well, see, then you would not, he gonna chastise you. He gonna chastise you for that. She better go find it. No, she better not. She need to go find a better church. She need to find a real church. And lastly, that young man right there, look at this guy, this little guy right here. I mean, he is just as proud. He gave him that check with his little shiny new edition jacket. That little boy is proud. He probably right there with his grandmother or great aunt, whatever, that brings him to church. I'm here at church. This man is smiling at me. The pastor sees me. And lo and behold, he chastising my mom, chastising my grandma, chastising my great aunt because she didn't give enough. Boy, if you don't sit yourself down somewhere, and you just know this little boy is just as proud as today is Tuesday. And to think that this is the right behavior. And that's just crazy work. That's crazy work. And I think you should go to church. I think you should give money to your church as you're able and capable. $1,200 is not something to blink at in today's economy. So this is out of pocket on so many levels. I think we're down at the sub basement at this point. We done went from the third floor all the way down to the sub floor. Now we're down in the superstructure. This is crazy work, man. We down there with the Ninja Turtles, man. And the fact that you do this and you're okay with this, man. If you go back to church next Tuesday or next Sunday, rather, whenever y'all go to church, if you go back here, that's your fault. You need to go find a real church. There. My name is Jason, dearwokec@gmail.com. So shout out to that, man. Thank y'all so much. That was a good question. I appreciate it. And my chance to rant. Oh, man, look. A lot of these churches need to be audited. Hello, IRS. We got something for you. I mean, but see, and they did it proudly. I mean, let me go bring that back up. Hold on one second. Bring this back in. He did this in front of people with the microphone. So it's clear that he's done this before. This is not the first time he's done this. This is not the first time he's chastised somebody about their giving. Look at the way he's talking. I told you to give 1,000 plus 1,000. This is not his first time, his first rodeo. Let me bring it back and let you hear it.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfecting Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
But I'm gonna take that money though. And let me also just add, I think her name is Roberta. Roberta, wrong anyway. You don't give money to God to get money back from God. This is not a slot machine. This is not a quid pro quo type of scenario. So she already out of pocket. So maybe she's there because, and listen to what she says. I don't want to keep doing this, but listen to what she says.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfecting Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
And receiving the blessing of all who participate. I'm giving this because I want something back. So God, I'm giving you $5. I need to get 25 back. God, I'm giving you $500. I need to get 2,500 back. Why don't you just make it a smooth five stacks? that's not giving with the proper motive at all. So truth be told, I think they probably deserve each other. She and Perfecting Church deserve each other. All right, let me leave this alone because it's just dumb and it's a poor representation. This is not what church is like. You can go to my church and look at our videos, and we don't do anything remotely even in the ballpark of this. I'll send this to my pastor, and he'll be like, "What the heck is going on? What is this? That's not church. That's not Christianity." I mean, I agree with him. Man, it shouldn't break the bank, but it should be a blessing. Like, imagine how many people you could help if you actually were able. I mean, just give what you can give. Like, I'm not trying to tell you how much to give. That's not the argument we're going to have tonight. I think you should give something to your church. Because a lot of the time, as I told y'all before, we do a lot at my church to serve the community around us. Okay. And it's because of people's generous giving. But nobody's rolling. Nobody's rolling in vehicles and all that kind of stuff like that. Nobody's flexing like that. So, yeah, and everybody, all of us work. Everybody's got a job. So it just seems such a bad look, man. Just such a bad look for people. And then, of course, they did it publicly. So people, we know they've been doing it privately. This is just one that got on camera. They got out there on the Twitter space or got out there on the Facebook. But they've been doing it just the way Marvin was talking. You know they've been doing that. All right, what do we got here, man? Shout out to everybody. Drop a question. I mean, it might as well be. It might as well be, Bree, at this point. There's no reason to exclude him from that. Oh, yeah, but Perfecting Church is a word of faith church. It's a prosperity gospel, word of faith. Fill in the blank is all of the devil. Thank you very much. Absolutely. Yeah, we live stream. Shoot me an email. Let me see. Shoot me an email, Betsy. Where's our live stream? Yeah, shoot me an email, Betsy, and I'll make sure you have access to it. And yeah, I just put it in there as well. I think that's right. Let me double check. There we go. Just drop the link for you right there. Okay, so looking through here, looking like some good conversation. Let me make sure if I missed any question, let me know. Here we go right here. Did you get the Chicks on the Right video I sent you about Candy fan who threatened? Yeah, I got it. I don't want to give any, and I thank you. I do have the video. It's right here. I just hate to give any more shine to that type of behavior because that kind of behavior is going to get somebody hurt. And I hate to think that I don't want to put it out there. I know a lot of people are talking about it, and I might change my mind tonight and tomorrow morning start talking about it, okay? At the moment, I just feel bad for Seth because I'm like, this woman has put people out there in harm's way for no reason. And so I feel some kind of way about it. And so I do appreciate you, Cone Mom, and I don't know. I feel bad for that man because I'm like, this woman is putting people's lives in danger and for no reason, none whatsoever. All right, shout out for sure. Man, those people that do that, man, running out of restaurants is crazy work. And yeah, man, it just goes to show, man, just how much it's funny because a lot of people will quickly run and say, if a police officer deletes an unarmed person, right? They'll quickly talk about, we're not loving our neighbor. We're not caring for our neighbor, blah, 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 blah. But they don't seem to have any concern when we're not loving our neighbor by robbing them. We're not loving our neighbor by running out on a waitress that makes $2 an hour and they live off of tips, or assault somebody who's doing your DoorDash or whatever. I mean, just some of the stuff that we're watching, man, is just it's crazy work. But let a less melanated person do something bad to a black person, all of a sudden everybody gets very, very vigilant in their righteousness. And that plank in their eye doesn't matter. They can see that speck in your eye and they don't care. And this is crazy work, man. Oh, you're making your phone flowery. You know what? I think we might need to bring Christian back up in here for that. Let's see. Let's see what Christian is. What is Christian talking about? Hold on one sec. I need to get me a. Okay, I don't even know. I have no idea what this one is. So let's bring Christian back up in here to see what he's got going on. Have mercy. Well, I hit the wrong thing. All right, let's see what Christian got going on. Have mercy. Let's go. Bring him back in. Let's drop this out. All right, in honor of Betsy B, who is doing something with flouring and cooking, we're going to do a little bit of cooking. Let's go.
Guys, to a mixing bowl, I'm adding 3 softened blocks of cream cheese, a half a cup of sour cream.
What you making?
3 eggs, a half a tablespoon of vanilla extract, a can of sweetened condensed milk.
Oh, she's making something sweet.
1/3 cup of sugar and a pinch of cinnamon.
Welcome to another episode of Big Back Bakery.
Mix this until smooth, and then I'm starting on my cinnamon sugar.
We don't need no more dessert. We big enough. But I'm going to keep on watching.
Use the half a cup of sugar and a half a tablespoon of cinnamon. Mix it up well, and then
all this cinnamon and sugar, I'm curious to see where this is headed.
Sprayed my baking dish with some avocado oil, and then I added my cinnamon sugar. Then I added a crescent.
Man, what do you call this?
Rolled dough sheet, and then I put my cheesecake filling, another crescent rolled dough sheet.
I don't know what this is, but it's looking good. I tell you that.
And then some cinnamon sugar. I baked this, then I let this cool in the fridge for about 3 hours before I cut it. It's churro cheesecake.
Churro what?
It was so amazing. It was the perfect sweet treat.
Sweet cheesecake Jesus. See, this is why pants that wasn't tight before are tight on us now. We can't take no more of this. Put one on my plate, Lord have mercy.
Churro cheesecake. I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. Is that what you making, Betsy? Is that what you making? Some churro cheesecake? Put some on my plate. Just put a little bit on my plate. Please make sure you like the video. Hopefully we're having a good time. All right, let me know if all right, lots of good family reunion going on in the chat. Love it, love it. Yeah, check out Christian over there, man. And tell him he need to come to Atlanta. Look, we good people. Oh, this was funny. Tell him we good people here in Atlanta. Come on, man. We need him to come here to Atlanta. Have mercy. All right. This was good.
What you about to do with them oatmeal cream pies? He put a bottle cap through. What's happening here?
Powdered sugar. Only the best. Little bit of milk.
Whoa, what is that? Powdered sugar, cream cheese, and liquor. Sir, what are you making? They say pancake batter. Wait, is he about to... Excuse me? Sweet little Debbie Jesus, he just turned oatmeal cream pies into donuts. And just look how happy he is. This is pure big back bliss.
This is nuts. Get up in there with the cream.
Hey, back it up, back it up. I can't be eating that.
Pause and did it.
I don't know why folk don't be listening when I say I'm cutting back. I'm sick of y'all. Put about 2 on my plate, Lord have mercy.
I didn't see that coming. I didn't. Shout out to Christian Johnson, man. Shout out. We're cleaning up palette. Okay. For sure. If y'all had a question, go ahead and drop the question in the chat. Please put question mark around it or, an emoji or whatever like that, and I will make sure I address it. However, some reason other questions aren't popping up like they're supposed to. Okay. Somebody asked, shout out to Eric. He asked, and we got to make sure we give the people what they're asking for. If the people ask for it, we got to give it to them as best we can. So Judge Joe Brown, I got like a mixed review about Judge Joe Brown. I like him, but I don't always mess with him. And so Eric asked me about him the other day, and I said, let me go ahead and look at it. I do apologize. I did not look at it beforehand. So now here we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in Judge Joe Brown, and we're going to check out this segment where he kind of alludes to, I listened to a little bit of it in the background. It kind of alludes to Booker T. Washington being similar to or just like Al Sharpton, which I need to hear it in clarity, but I disagree with that 1,000%. And yeah, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. So let's bring this in. Green hearts in the chat when y'all can hear. I did speed it up just a little bit so we can kind of get through it because it's about 12 minutes. Let me see, about 13 minutes now that I got rid of that. Okay, let's go.
Talk about some of the people that we consider Black elites today when we're talking about the Congressional Black Caucus, Black Lives Matter, and Al Sharpton, because I'm going to pose the question, did the Black elites sell out the Black race?
May I interject something, dear?
Yes.
It depends on what you got your money about and what you've been doing. See, Black folk have always had.
Okay, let me real quick. I'm gonna stop a couple times, but right off the bat, she said Black elite. She said Congressional Black Caucus, BLM, and Al Sharpton. Those are three completely useless entities. They're totally useless. They have no value in the Black community whatsoever. None whatsoever. None. So to put Booker T. Washington and all the good that he did in the same library as the Congressional Black Caucus, Al Sharpton, and BLM is already a fallacy. And I think Booker T. Washington can be considered an elite. He definitely was a higher value thinker in his day and age. I don't know if he would be elite to the standards that we use today when we call elites, but no, that was already problematic right there.
Had the monkey channel open to them. You can be the monkey on the end of the organ grinder's chain and get paid real good. Step and fetch it, Bojangles, that kind of crap. There are folk who made it as scientists, doctors, engineers, explorers, entrepreneurs. Okay. There are those who made it by being creatures of the establishment. There are some that made big money stealing when they held political office or hanging around politics. Depends on what you are about.
Okay. All those people are ne'er-do-wells, good for nothings. So you stole from the community. You ran game through politics. Those are all good for nothing, low down, dirty, rotten scoundrels. Okay. So we're still talking about the Congressional Black Caucus, BLM, and Al Sharpton. I don't know where. I just need to know how did Booker T. Washington get into the group chat? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
And the one difference that I'd say between ordinary people and those who are in this Black elite is how hard the Black elite work at doing what they're doing relative to the ones that aren't there. There are a lot of people who aren't there who work hard. They just haven't made it yet. Maybe one day they will. But the distinguishing feature is that most of the people who make it are what they call workaholics.
Okay.
No, that's not. I'm sorry. I don't even understand what that meant. I have to back it up. I'm sorry. I don't even understand what that means.
Between ordinary people and those who are in this Black elite is how hard the Black elite work at doing what they're doing relative to the ones that aren't there.
Okay. I'm going to try to make sure I understand this. if I'm an elite, I work really hard at doing whatever it is, being a doctor, being a pilot, being a orator, whatever it is. I'm working really hard at it. But if I were not an elite, I guess I don't really work hard at it. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't get where he's going. I'm sorry. I am going to back up again just to hear again because I don't get what he's talking about.
And the one difference that I'd say between ordinary people and those who are in this black elite is how hard the black elite work at doing what they're doing relative to the ones that aren't there. There are a lot of people who aren't there who work hard. They just haven't made it yet. Maybe one day they will. But the distinguishing feature is that most of the people who make it are what they call workaholics.
Yeah, I totally disagree. I think the elites, tend to be white collar roles and positions. I don't know what he means by elites. I don't know what he means by that. He said doctors and such of that nature. So I think he's talking about like white collar. White collar pays differently than blue collar, but both of them could be workaholics. And I don't think because I know a lot of plumbers that make good money. They make really good money. But they're not considered elite. They just work really hard at their task and it's such of that nature. Un momento, por favor. Is Susie Q still in the chat? Susie Q, are you still there? Hold on. My favorite child, Susie Q, is making me some Gudetama eggs. She's making me some Gudetama eggs because I love her and she loves me and she wants her dad to have a great snack this week. I love that child. Oh, but they're not going to be for you. But they won't be here when you come back. I knew you would like that. I had some kimchi the other day and I thought about you. Okay, let's get back because we'll come back to, we need to stay focused. That we must stay focused. I don't know what he means by elites, by the way. I don't know what that means. So I'm assuming that he means like doctors and lawyers and those kind of persons that, again, have white collar jobs, because he didn't say like plumbers and carpenters and electricians, which, by the way, all of them can make really good money. So I just don't know. Let's keep this rolling. Let's go.
Okay.
She don't
would
get
you say
it.
this is predominantly black men, or would you include black women?
Some black women.
Okay.
But see, too many black women don't get the idea, and they are being recruited now. You see all of these PSA public service announcements and ads they have by big commercial companies about, especially the credit card ones and banks, about them going out and trying to empower black women. I haven't seen one single one in 10 years talking about empowering black men. Mm-hmm. But I haven't seen anything in 50 years except take a daughter to work week. But that's part of this thing to emasculate the country. So it's not surprising. But let's put it this way. The problem for women is that if they do their primary job, that is being mothers, they have a real hard task in front of them to accomplish being a mother and being an entrepreneur or somebody who does what they do. So they have to sort of compromise. Women have a more active role in humanity than a lot of people suspect because it's ongoing. Men provide, but aside from the providing, which a lot of women also do, men are sort of like lifeboats. You don't need them until it hits the fan.
That's a horrible. Eric, y'all put Eric in the chat. We're gonna have to put Eric in 0-second timeout, man. Eric, this is making me mad. I disagree with Judge Joe Brown. I've said it before. I disagree with Judge Brown on other instances. This is terrible, man. This is horrible, man. This is horrible, man. I'm sorry, Judge Joe Brown. I cannot give you any duck and cover on this. Yeah, y'all put Eric in the chat. We're putting Eric in the group in the timeout, 0-second timeout, group chat. Good gracious, man. That is horrible, man. That's the problem with society right now. is that we do not in any way, shape, or form respect the proper roles of relationship. Not saying that women don't have value, but we don't realize the value that we add in the roles that we hold. And now we got women out here arguing and competing and competing with men, and nobody's taking care of children. Nobody's taking care of the home. And then we wonder why. And then to say the men are just a lifeboat. No, Judge Joe Brown, man, come on, man. Come on. We got to do better.
The guy goes off and does his job every day, comes home, helps his wife out, plays dad.
No. Y'all, this is, look, y'all go ahead and get my pastor on the phone because I might have to start cussing. We don't play dad. We are dads. If you go to work and you go out there and cut it down, kill it, and bring it on home, and you bring it to you're not playing dad. You've done your dad duty, and you're home being a dad, being a father, being a husband right there. Man, this is some nasty work, Judge Joe Brown. That's the problem, man. That's why people don't look. That's why it's men like this that will talk bad about men. Being a man talking bad about men is nasty work. I mean, plays dad. I'm going to back that up and make sure I heard that correctly. Maybe I didn't hear it right. You know what? I'm getting old. Your boy's getting old. Maybe I didn't hear it correctly. Let's see it again.
The fan. The guy goes off and does his job every day, comes home, helps his wife out, plays dad. Usually he brings in the most money. The woman, she may be out working too. Usually doesn't bring in as much as he does, but that gets reversed in the black community, contrary to what happens in the white one. But she's got to deal with all of the care and the wear and tear that goes along with being the primary provider for the children.
Mm-hmm.
So it balances out. And when you take a scale and you weigh what each does, they basically balance out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what. I'm still stuck on plays dad. I might not be able to make it past this. I might have to rage quit this. I'm going to sit in the corner myself. I can't process this. This is just. I'm sorry. Yeah, just let it go, Jason. This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous work. Of the multitude of people groups on the planet, here in the United States, black men are involved with their kids' lives so much more than people give us credit for. I'm sorry, and I make it my duty and my joy to make sure that my kids will never have to say, they will never say, my dad was never a part of my life. Now, they might go to therapy because I was a part of their life, but they will not have to go to therapy because their dad was not a part of their lives. Y'all done seen President Firstborn has called me since I've been on this live stream. Chief Executive Secondborn is making us snacks and the whole nine. I am right there dialed in. They will never be able to say that I'm not a part of their lives. Now, does that mean that every man is like that? No, but I know a whole lot that are. And for you to sit there and say that, Judge Joe Brown, that's just nasty work, man. That's just nasty work. That's the problem, man. And then when it's people like us that look like us saying that us ain't doing what us need to be doing, then there is the problem. And we look at Judge Joe Brown again with a level of respect because he's had a great career. He's fun in a lot of different areas. He's got wisdom, so on and so forth. So when he says stuff like this, it hits a lot harder than when some clown is talking loud outside of his kitchen in his studio. This is just nasty work, man. Nasty work.
It's that yin yang thing. Yin yang. Yin yang. Yin yang.
Stop it.
So, all right. So the black bourgeoisie, did I say it right? Bourgeoisie?
Bourgeoisie.
Yes. When did that start? Like, did that start like under like a W.E.B. Du Bois or
No.
Douglas?
You ever had a Three Musketeers candy bar?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
You ever seen a Three Musketeers movie?
Yeah.
Scarlet Pimpernel, Tale of Two Cities.
Mm-hmm.
The author was Alexander Dumas. He was a rich man. He was a Frenchman. In his writings that are non-fictional, he talks about how much French nookie he used to have because he had the BC.
Mm-hmm.
He was half African and half French.
So he was considered one of the black elites.
Yes, he was a black entrepreneur. He was a writer.
Right.
They've had those around the world.
Okay.
See, the problem is that when you talk about in the world, you don't always have to think United States of America.
Right. I think just for the purpose of this show, I think I'm just focusing on the United States because.
But what I'm saying is black people sometimes travel. They had a guy named Major who was a wealthy man at the turn of the 19th and 20th century. He was a bicycle racer. He was one of the fastest in the world. He was an American, but he had to go over to France to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Johnson was a wealthy man, but they put him in a penitentiary after they set up the Mann Act. They went after R. Kelly with the Mann Act that they set up to get Jack Johnson. The FBI got created to catch Jack Johnson because what he was doing was an anathema to America. He wasn't supposed to be a rich black man and get white nookie.
So if you are a black elite, especially here in America, you're still going to face a lot of obstacles because.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Like you don't have
there is no way of getting around that. But the wealthiest black men in the world don't live in America. There are some black billionaires, quite a few, but they live in Africa.
Well, that's where they're from.
A lot of them are crooks.
Yeah.
They've killed a lot of people with a lot of cutthroat economics, but there are a lot of black billionaires.
Okay, so.
Not too many months ago, I saw a list of the supposed richest black men in the world. We don't have many in the U.S.
Did you ever read that book, Our Kind of People by Lawrence Otis Graham?
No.
Okay, so.
I don't read that kind of stuff.
Well, he grew up in a upper class black family. So he was talking about, the black debutantes, Howard University, just everything, going to Martha's Vineyards on holidays. So just what the black upper class.
Well, yeah, but you see, that doesn't mean you can't be relevant to what's going on.
And that's what I want to ask next. What is the difference between black leaders then compared to now? Because when you look at MLK, you really could say he is a black elite, but during the civil rights movement, he
wasn't particularly rich.
Right. So Martin Luther King, the Malcolm X, Stokely Carmichael, even Marcus Garvey, W.B. Du Bois, Booker T. Washington, all of these people, right? They were part of the black elite.
Yes, but you see, there are various elements to it. We miss that. In Europe, they are aware of it. There is the landed aristocracy. There are those who become part of an elite because of their military acumen. They become high in the military.
I'm going to disagree. Why do we have to even bring up Europe if she's talking about America? I think that's the confusing part. Like, why do you keep bringing up France and Europe when she asks questions about what's going on in America? You talk about Africa. You done brought up everywhere but Philadelphia, everywhere but Chicago, everywhere but America. Like, what are we doing?
Cherry. There are those who reach high because they are industrialists and entrepreneurs. And then there is the intelligentsia. We've got some that qualify as intelligentsia. Not many, but a few.
Who would be that?
I don't know now. I don't read that stuff.
No, who would back then? Who?
W.B. Du Bois.
Right. So Marcus Garvey.
No, he wasn't intelligentsia. He was more of an entrepreneur.
Okay.
But you have Frederick Douglass.
Think you're learning Spanish for kids by becoming a member? Yes, Frederick Douglass. Yes.
They wrote
Booker T. Washington.
Booker T. Washington.
He was more of an entrepreneur.
Booker T. Washington was the closest modern analogy to the real Booker T. Washington would be a more ruthless Al Sharpton.
Really?
All my grandparents despised and detested Booker T. Washington. Most of the black intellectuals that I grew up knowing who were grown detested Booker T. Washington.
Why?
They called him a sellout. He did his damnedest to destroy all black intellectuals who were rising to the top. He did his damnedest to destroy people that subsequently became the likes of Adam Clayton Powell. He wanted to destroy Marcus Garvey and W.E. Du Bois. And he was a favored Negro of many a president because he kept the Negro population in line so they wouldn't aspire too high. Remember, don't try to aspire to go to college. Pick up the mop in the pail where you are.
Okay, but
I grew up being
establish.
taught.
That is not even, I'm sorry. Judge Joe Brown, that's not even true. The man literally started a college. He literally started a college. Like that sentence didn't even, what planet does this make sense? Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what he's talking about. It's funny that the elites that he's talking about are all communists and Marxists. W.E. Burkhardt Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, they were all communists. They were all Marxists. This is crazy work. I got backed it up. He literally said, don't go to college, pick up a mop. The dude literally started a college, man. And matter of fact, if he wanted to be fair, a modern day example, in my opinion, of of Booker T. Washington would be a King Randall. King Randall, in my opinion, is a great example. One All right, grace and peace, everybody. I'm back. Lady Dearwood Christian was calling, and she's going to the airport. So I had to make sure I talked to my bride before she got on the plane. So there we go. We're back. All right. I'm sorry. I disagree with Judge Joe Brown so bad here. I think King Randall is a perfect example of what Booker T. Washington espoused as well as practice, which is the idea that we can be industrious and we don't have to look for handouts. We don't have to wait for somebody to give for us and do for us something that we ourselves are able to do on our own. King Randall is a perfect example. The X School for Boys is a beautiful example. And I'll even go as far to say that I think Judge Joe Brown is wrong and in error because Booker T. Washington, one of the things, do y'all know, matter of fact, let me ask before I say anything. Do you all know what Tuskegee was known for, what product Tuskegee was known for putting out besides educated black people? Do you know what product they were known for? Can you put in the chat if you know what Tuskegee was known for putting out? And just put in the chat. Let me know. What was it that they were known for putting out? No, that's a good one, but no, not airmen. That's not what they were known for. This is a product, like a physical product, not just an experience. I'm just checking through. Nope. They were known for putting out bricks. They made bricks. And Booker T. Washington and the students there made bricks. Part of their education was making bricks. Now, why in the world are you saying this, Jason? What's the big deal? The bricks from Tuskegee were so well known for being well made, being structurally sound, and all those kind of box ticking that people were ordering bricks all the time from all around the country from Tuskegee, because they put out such a good product. So the idea, what product does Al Sharpton put out? What product did W.E. Burkhardt Du Bois put out? Marcus Garvey? What product? So to dare put Booker T. Washington on the same plane as a ne'er-do-well as Al Sharpton, as a do-nothing as Marcus Garvey, I'm sorry. I mean, the man was born a slave, lived through it, started a school that still exists today. I mean, come on, man. That's just a boneheaded conversation. We're almost done, but let's finish up.
So they wouldn't aspire too high. Remember, don't try to aspire to go to college. Pick up the mop in the pail where you are.
Okay,
See,
but he did.
I grew up being taught. I got taught Booker T. Washington was an enemy of black people.
Well, he did.
But you got taught that by Marxists because he was an enemy against Marxists. Oh, by the way, Booker T. Washington was a Presbyterian as well. So, hey, shout out to the Presbys. So, no, Booker T. Washington was an enemy to the elite because the elites were Marxists. And they didn't like the self-actualization that he preached. They didn't like the idea that he was a Christian.
Did establish the Tuskegee Institute, which is still in existence today. It's a
Did he? Did he?
He was one of the people, yeah.
Did he?
Yes.
What are we doing? What is this question?
Am I missing something? Yes.
Did he?
I'm saying yes.
Research it a little bit more other than what you get in the popular press. And then don't forget, who was it got his balls cut off when he got adopted?
Woodson G. Carter.
George Washington Carter.
George Washington Carter, yes.
Not Woodson G. Carter. No, he was an old man. And then don't forget W.E.B. Du Bois' influence.
Yes.
See, Du Bois was one of the three founders of the NAACP. There was a Jewish woman and a Jewish man.
Totally useless. I just looked it up real quick. Booker T. Washington established Tuskegee University in 1881. What's the purpose of this question? Joe is wild is an understatement. I'm sorry. Hey, look, I'm going to let that one even slide. What in the world? What are we doing here? Did he? Yes, he did. And Dana just don't know. And, shout out to Dana. She's a great hostess. She's doing her best. But I've never heard somebody besmirch Booker T. Washington. That is some wild work. That's some nasty work right there. No, this is dumb.
And he took advantage of the fact that the Jews wanted to use black folk to run front for them. If you couldn't do it to a black man, you couldn't do it to a Jew. And they got discrimination back then, too.
Mm-hmm.
He left them because he said it was a farce. But see, all of the presidents and all of those who were the old line Southern racists, even President Woodrow Wilson, they loved them some Booker T. Washington.
Because he was more of a sellout, what we would call a sellout.
He was
Even though
the
he was
clearest
promoting
analogy.
entrepreneurship.
He was the clearest analogy. Is the clearest analogy is he would be an Al Sharpton with more lock on the forums.
Okay, so leaders of today, we don't have any. Let me just say
No, we don't. Me?
Yes, you.
No, he did not.
Other
We
than
have a
you,
few upcoming.
like who?
I don't even, that was crazy work, y'all. Y'all put Eric in 0-second timeout for that. I have no idea what I just saw. I have no idea. That's crazy work, man. I'm just trying to process what I just saw. I don't know if he bumped his head. I don't know if, I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard that before. Like, that's some crazy work. And if it was coming from a viable source, I'd be taken aback. But that's no, shout out to Eric, man. Eric asked me to watch that, and I said I was gonna watch it, and I apologize. Now I'm glad I watched it with y'all, because I need some emotional support, y'all. I need some emotional support after watching that, because that right there was crazy work. You know what? And you know what? I need to clean my palate from that foolishness. I need to clean my palate. I need to make my life better. So shout out to everybody who jumped into the best live chat on the internet. You know what I need to do? I gotta fix that. I gotta get my mind right. Let's clean our palates. Let's go.
So good. Inspired by my friend George's Kitchen, we're filleting open a pork belly and
Oh, okay, so you're making pork belly.
stuffing with my maple bourbon rub and brown sugar.
Come on.
He's seasoning that thing. That's what I'm talking about.
Roll it tight and tie it off to make into cinnamon rolls, and then we're going to add some more maple bourbon and brown sugar on top.
Wait, he said cinnamon rolls.
Add to the smoker at 250 to cook and direct until 165
Okay, so he know what he doing. I'm intrigued to see where it's going.
internal. Then once they're ready, add to a foil bin and drizzle a cinnamon bourbon glaze
Ooh, sweet Jesus with a smoker. That look good.
over the top. Cover and place back on the smoker to cook for another hour or two until caramelized and tender. Pull them off the smoker and let them rest before topping with vanilla icing. These
he put icing on the pork belly?
literally fall apart in your hands.
Talk about Cinnabon Big Back.
Seriously, these are grown-up cinnamon rolls, and I'm not mad about it.
This why we can't lose no weight now. But you know what? Give me about 2 of them, Lord have mercy.
Shout out. Yeah, that's pretty. Oh my gosh. What is that?
Las Vegas, Nevada, and Phoenix, Arizona. Look, the not just internet funny tools.
That's 1 block of our original Velveeta.
Every time they start off with some Velveeta, I know this finna be bad. Like, why do you need a cinder block of cheese? And who guts can handle that?
Oh.
Now we're coming in with 1
Wait, meatballs, smokies, and cheese. What are you making?
barbecue sauce here.
Wait.
Grape jelly.
Hello?
Chili sauce here. And classic yellow mustard.
What in the Caucasian condiment concoction? Clearly she freestyling with food, because it's like she took everything that was inside her refrigerator door and said, yeah, let's mix this all together.
I'm gonna have this on high just long enough to get everything warmed up and that cheese fully melted. Alrighty, everyone, we had this for 2 hours on high.
It took 2 hours on high for that cheese to melt. That sounds dangerous.
Look how gorgeous this is.
No, that does not look gorgeous.
Now I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking my stomach bubbling. Oh, Lord, yeah, the more she keeps stirring that up, the more I'm starting to feel a bloop bloop.
I'm just gonna dub those smokies, those meatballs.
What is that? That looked terrible.
Right on top of our sliders.
Your inside's gonna be wrestling. I mean, just your gut's gonna be toe out the frame.
Right, now I'm just gonna top this with a
No
layer of
more.
mozzarella.
Sweet lactose intolerant Jesus. More cheese as if you ain't used enough.
Marty, you gotta come have a taste.
No, you don't, Marty.
Marty, stay where you at.
Marty.
Don't you go over there.
There we go. All right, cheers.
Mr. White Man, don't you eat that. Save yourself. Get the hospital on speed dial first. Yeah, no, thank you. And my only question is why she ain't eat none.
Right. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh, shout out to Christian Johnson. All right. Woo. Yeah, that's how I felt bloop bloop listening to Judge Joe Brown earlier. So I had to oh my gosh. We had to clean the palate, man. We had to get that out of our minds, out of our ears. Oh wait, the girl that made the seafood mac and cheese. All right, we still got to clean our palate one more time. We got another good one. She's a good cook. I like her. All right.
Spinach dip pasta.
Spinach dip pasta. Okay.
Spinach dip
I
pasta.
diced up some shallots and I grated all my cheeses with some mozzarella cheese. Yes, mozzarella cheese. Some Gruyere cheese. Am I saying that right? I don't know. And some Parmesan.
Ooh, hold on. We just starting. That's a lot of cheese.
Got some butter. Added in my shallots, and I roasted some garlic and put it in the freezer. So I put a cube of that in there, or a cylinder. And yes, we season in layers. So season non-veggies with a little bit of my that much garlic butter and herb seasoning.
Okay, do your thing.
And then I used this whole thing of spinach. Once that cooked down real good, I went and got me some whipped cream cheese. Yes, that much cream cheese. Then I went ahead and had some heavy cream. Now listen, if you lactose and taller than ants, this ain't the meal for you.
She must be talking about me, but I knew that 3 cheeses ago. But I'm gonna keep on watching.
It is full of cream and cheese. Then I added some whole milk.
Ooh, all that dairy, I wouldn't be able to turn the toilet bowl loose.
If you don't have whole milk or heavy cream, you can use half and half to replace both of them. And if you're still bubbling, why are you still here?
Because I want to see the finished product.
Like me, cut the heat off and then start adding in your cheeses. You can add as much or as little as your heart desires. But yeah, I'm adding that much cheese.
Ooh, that's a lot of cheese.
Added to my cavatappi noodles. I boiled these in some chicken broth on the stove. Added to an oven-safe baking dish. Top it with some mo cheese. Yes, I said some mo cheese.
Sweet lactose Jesus, more cheese?
Wanted something crunchy on top, so I made some chicken titties.
Yeah, add a little chicken to it. That's what I'm talking about.
Then I seasoned some panko bread with my seasoning and some Parmesan cheese.
Well, wait a minute, Kimmy. You done put cheese in the chicken batter? Somebody. Now, when is enough?
Whoa, what happened here?
Once they get brown like me on both sides,
why is it doing that?
Take them out and you got boom. Spinach dip pasta.
What happened to him? It's stuck. I didn't do this. There's something wrong with it. I didn't do that. There's something wrong with him. All right, y'all, that was crazy, man. Shout out to Christian Johnson. All right, what we got here? What we got comments we got here? How is BLM even mentioned anymore after being exposed? I don't know, Brett. I agree with you 1,000% with the question. I have no idea, man. BLM is not an organization that need to be looked at favorably. But see, that's part of the problem. I don't think we are willing to call out bad actors in our in our group. And therein is the problem, in my opinion. All right, let's keep it going. What we got here? Correct, especially that the Congressional Black Caucus has no use anymore. It doesn't. Shout out to Eric. You still in 0-second timeout though, Eric. Don't think we're going to let you get out of there. Here's a question from Ruben. He says this, not being sarcastic, but is Candace Owens basically living out her own identity movie? Oh, no question about that. She's the main character. Absolutely. There's left-wing Candace, there's right-wing Candace, Catholic Candace, and anti-Semitic Candace all arguing. No, I agree. I don't think they're an argument, though. I think they're all pulling people with them to put this millstone around their neck and jump into this ocean. That's what I think is happening. But no, I agree with you, man. Shout out to that. That's a great question. Judge Joe, who bringing the ribs? Judge Joe Brown? Hey, maybe they're making me bring them. I don't know, man. I don't know. What is this? What is Michael Brown says, in Memphis here, Judge Joe Brown has been the old man version of Candace ever since he lost his TV show. Wow. Man, I can dig that. I can dig it. Now you're in Memphis. Candace is in Nashville. I think she's in Nashville. Yeah, man. Like, what's going on there, man? What's going on in Tennessee? Why are you not working on that, Judge, instead of talking random foolishness? Oh, is that what she does? That lady, I've seen people, it just seems like they're just making disgusting meals, like just weird stuff like that doesn't even make sense. And I saw some of Christian made fun of a couple of them. I didn't even want to bring them in because I'm like, that's like you wasting food. Like, what are we doing? I like comfort food, but to look like a nice serving of discomfort. Oh yeah, that slow cooker thing was definitely discomfort on lock for sure. I got another good one lined up. Don't you worry about that. I got another good one. Shallots and Gruyere cheese equals yummy. Okay. All right. Lactose intolerant ants. Lactose intolerant. I love it. I love it. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. The next one I think is pretty good. Here, let's just bring it in. Let's just stop playing, Jason. And we're going to get, all right. We're going to clean the palate. We're going to finish up. We're going to round these bases. Here we go.
It's so close to my heart. I love it.
Okay, well, what you making?
So here I have 8.5 pounds of oxtail that have been cleaned, and I had them soaking for about a little over an hour and a half.
Okay, so you're making oxtail.
Some avocado oil, 2 to 3 tablespoons of salt, plenty of black pepper, some browning. I don't have any tomatoes, so I'm gonna just use some ketchup.
Ketchup? Okay, I trust you.
Roughly about 1 minute on all sides.
Yes, ma'am. So far, so good.
So I have about a total of 8 to 9 cups of water. I'm gonna add in about a 1/3 cup of Worcestershire sauce, a medium diced onion, 4 green onion, 1 whole green bell pepper. I have a total of 3 Scotch bonnet peppers with the seeds. Add some ground cinnamon, allspice, add some dried thyme, have about 4 bay leaves, and I have this oxtail seasoning that I got from my local Caribbean market.
Okay, so basically you know what you're doing in the kitchen. Okay.
Our ricotta mixture is 32 ounces of ricotta cheese.
Ricotta cheese? Wait a minute, we taking a turn here.
About a cup of Parmesan cheese.
What are we doing?
Salt. Add a little dried parsley. And here I have some pre-made pasta cheese.
Lasagna noodles? What you finna do?
That I'm gonna blanch in some boiling water for about 1.5 to 2 minutes.
You know what? Let me keep my mouth shut and keep watching. Wait, is she doing what I think she do?
Make sure all their layers are nice and thin. And make sure provolone.
Sweet Caribbean Jesus.
2.
See, ma, she put the oxtail and lasagna.
The beauty. Oh my God.
Talk about big bomba clot backetry. Well, just put some on my plate. You know what? Doggone it, put some in my doggone Tupperware too, Lord have mercy.
Shout out again, man. We just needed a good laugh to end the night. I did see a couple quick questions. Shout out. What do we got here? Oh, I thought I saw a question. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm looking through. When does Candace have time to do all this? Does she have like 4 small children? She does have 4 kids under the age of 6, and I guess she got time. She said, I got time to do this, I guess. Yeah, Judge Joe Brown becoming a white supremacist was an evolution I never could have predicted. Yeah, I didn't see that coming either. Or just some of the stuff he's saying, like, this is not, again, you can say that I'll let you have all the Marxists that he was esteeming, but to run over Booker T. Washington as if he was not a very viable part of American culture and fixing the South, I'm sorry, you're not gonna get that. I'm not giving you those. That's just nasty work. You said she started off. Y'all talking about the oxtails. I've never had oxtails. They just seem weird to me. I've never had them, and I won't be messing with them anytime soon. So we okay with that. It did look good though. Let me make sure I say that correctly. It did look good. I just don't mess with it. Boneless short ribs. Say that word again. The other weekend in the slow cooker made mac. So watch this. This is what I've been doing. When I put meats in the slow cooker, what I've been doing now is searing them on my big green egg first. So if I do a pot roast, or the other day, let me say the other day, I did my kids like shredded lamb. And so lamb was on sale at the grocery store. So yes, I did get them. So I had these big lamb roasts, boneless lamb roasts, seasoned them up real good, put them on the grill, got a good little sear on all sides, dropped them in the slow cooker and let it just work its magic until they were shreddable. My goodness, in the morning, they were fantastic. amazing. So now every time I do a pot roast, every time I do anything that I could put in the slow cooker or whatnot like that, I put on the grill first, get a nice little burn on it a little bit, all the sides, season it up real good, put in the slow cooker, and work its magic. Well, I love oxtails. Become more desirable. Cut, the price goes down. Going up. It used to be a cheaper cut. Really? I've never had oxtails before. They seem weird to me. I don't know why. I just can't. I'm a picky eater like that. I have not seen her with her kids, but I've seen pictures of her children like individually. Shout out. Great question, though. I appreciate y'all. Y'all ain't gonna give Candace any duck and cover. I see it. I see it. Yeah, I'm not. I think they're the tail of the cow. I don't really know why they're called oxtails. Let me double check. Yeah, let me double check real quick. I think it's the tail of the cow. Yeah, the tail of the cow used to be oxen. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that does not move me at all to go look for it when I go to the grocery store tomorrow. Okay, I see some good conversation going on in the chat. If you notice, when Candace was first talking about homeschooling, her kids, she slipped up and said they started interviewing. I don't remember. I thought she was interviewing first, and that's what caused her to want to go, because that's where this video came from. Hold on, this little snippet came from right here.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
That comment came from that discussion when she was talking about that. And if I understood it correctly, to give her, to be fair, she was trying to put them in a preschool, and she said that the teachers didn't answer her questions correctly, and that's when she decided to homeschool. And I just said that I thought that was a little reckless in the way you go about choosing to homeschool, but that's just my little observation. Now, what does Ruben say right here? Last question. As an educator, are homeschool programs required to meet certain criteria? Because I'd be curious to see what's a Candace Owens version of a syllabus. No, not necessarily. Literally, in the world that we're in now, you could homeschool your child and roll up and say, hey, we want to take the PSAT. And they wouldn't have, the problem would be they wouldn't have any high school credits that could transfer to show when they go to college, if they decide to go to college. But if you decide to homeschool your child, you could homeschool your child and he or she could go take a trade, and you would probably never have to bother formal education ever in your life. I don't think there's going to be a Candace Owens syllabus, just like I'm not under the belief that Candace Owens is homeschooling her children. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that. Her kids are young enough now that you can still get away with the pre-K and the kinder care type of effect. But when they get to like first and second grade, that's when the rubber's going to meet the road. And I just don't see her doing that, in my opinion. But I don't see her doing it. I see her finding a charter school, finding a Montessori school, finding some little private school that teaches underground beekeeping, that she'll put them in. But I don't see her doing that long term. But I have no way of knowing. Maybe she's a phenomenal homeschooler. Maybe she's a great homeschool parent. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. I think knowing what happens with the Macrones will really help steer this conversation. So let's see what happens with the Macron case. Now that will be the magic right there. Okay, y'all over here cooking turkey. Y'all going crazy. I mean, that's what's up. Y'all going wild. Oh, by the way, if you want to follow, I need to make sure, I don't think there's any new cases, but Candyland is the Google Doc where I'm keeping up with all the lawsuits around Candace. Matter of fact, her suing her landlord back in 2018 and losing that case. I just uploaded that in there. Let me double check while I'm sitting there talking trash. Make sure I actually did put that in there. It's in there. So lawsuit where she sued her landlord because she said the apartment had black mold. That's in there. The Tyler Robinson updates are in there. The all of the docket related to the Macron case is in here. Yeah, so all of that's in here. So I'm keeping up with all of those cases and things that pop up. So if you want to follow it, you can just go to the Candyland link that the fantastic Tina just put up here. Check it out. And when new documents come, I will upload them there and such like that. I will try not to put articles or videos. These are just the legal documents or things that are directly related to the case. So not just news articles or stuff like that. So you could go the rest of your life without seeing that clip. I'm assuming, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna try my best not to hurt you anymore. Can I play another Christian again though? Let me see. Make sure I got one lined up. There's some good ones in here. Yeah, I got a good one queued up just in case I can. If y'all give me permission to watch another one, I will. We'll rock it out together. Okay, what we got here? All right. All right. Yeah, most states, I think even here in Georgia, is up to the parent. And I've seen states that do that as well, Rochelle. Thank you so much for that. Depends on the state. We definitely had to meet state qualifications and testing. But can't homeschool kids take the SAT and that's their way into college? Yeah, but there's no way of saying like, okay, I took, like President Firstborn took 2 years of French. So now she's in her, basically the third year of French in college, because on her high school transcript, it showed that she had taken 2 years of French. Was it French? Yeah. Because I know she's in French now. So she was able to get that. So they wouldn't be able to get that experience. You know, there would be no way of saying it. It's not a transcript equivalent. That's what I mean. What's going on, Sin? How are you? Grace and peace to you. All right. So the Macron case, the judge is going to make a decision on that on 10/30. So what's that, Thursday? So next Thursday. Yeah, next Thursday is supposed to be. So if you look here, let me pull this in so we can. All right, so you see here. Oh, sorry about that. All right, let me pull this in. Let's try this again. Add to stage. There we go. All right, if you see here, all right, got the different articles that we're currently keeping track of. If you go right here, Macron's versus Owens sites, right here, click on here, and there's the amended complaint. I wasn't able to, I don't know why it wasn't allowing me to print it, so I just said that. Here's the Delaware docket, and this is very interesting because it shows all of the timeline. So we go down here to the very last thing on the 7th of October, the order date docket, October 8th, 2025, order signed by Renee Sheldon, so ordered by stipulated in process, ordered governing deadline to respond to the amended complaint by October 30th. All right. So they got till October 30th to respond to, let me move this out the way, to respond to the amended complaint. And so that is in there for y'all. And you can, all you gotta do is just click on the link and check it out. We got the Macrons, the Owens motion to dismiss, Owens versus her landlord. This is that landlord case where she sued her landlord for black mold. It's right there. And every time I find new ones or every time I get an update, I'll try to update the Candyland. For the most part, I'm pretty consistent. So I'll do my best to keep it updated as realistically in real time as possible. So if you just keep checking on this, it should be updated pretty regularly. So here's the Tyler Robinson case right here. Here's the Tyler Robinson affidavit by the police officer. Which one is this one? Just all of those. So related to Candace in some way, shape, or form. I hope that helped out. Okay. What is she doing with her time off? I'm convinced she had nothing more on conspiracy. I personally think, in my opinion, her lawyer said, y'all need to take it down a square. You need to calm down. And you need to maybe come down here and let's work on some things. Let's get some articles together. Let's craft this complaint. And sure, there might have been some vacation in there as well. But I really think there was some strategic planning, if you will. That's why she's been wreaking havoc in Twitter all this week to keep herself in the zeitgeist so that people will be all tapped in on Monday when she's supposed to come back. So that's my thought on it, to just my little 2 cents, if you will. All right, looks like some good conversation, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tonight. I just wanted to jump in, clear out the trap some, have a little bit of fun. Oh, I did say I had one more, Christian Johnson. Let's end with this one, and let's bring this one in. I thought this was fun. All right, what does he got going on? What you got going on over here?
Now watch me tussle to remove the membrane.
Oh, okay, so you're making ribs. Oh, snap. You know, that's one of my favorites.
Grab some liquid smoke and some Dijon mustard.
Oh, yeah, liquid smoke. I got some of that in the cabinet right now. Oh, yeah, about that. You need to go to the grocery store. I used the last of it. What you mean use the last of it? And who told you can even use my stuff? You about to get jumped on in here. Hey, I just want to tell you, I'm on tour right now, okay? So this is your reminder to come see your boy live. If you see your city, get your tickets. Now back to the video.
In the dry rub. Put in some spray foil like this. Bake at 300 for 2 hours.
Okay, so you baking the ribs in the oven. Okay, that ain't no problem. Go ahead, do your thing then.
Flipping halfway and got this. Allow to cool.
Ooh, just look at it, all seasoned and glistening. It's about time to eat it now.
Then cut between the bones. Dip it in plain flour, egg wash, then season flour.
Whoa, egg wash and seasoned flour. What you got going on? I know she's not about to.
Deep fry them for around 6 minutes.
Sweet original or crispy Jesus. She just deep fried the rib. I ain't never had it fried.
My honey buffalo sauce is butter, honey, and buffalo sauce. And bam, you have the deep fried honey buffalo ribs.
Ooh, Lord, I'm about to fall out. That looks amazing. I'm about to bite these blinds here. Good gracious alive.
Better make some.
It look good, but don't start all that singing. How could I not sing at a time like this? You see what I see? Oh, I'm starting to feel like Mariah. We belong together. I don't care nothing about how you looking at me. Those were sang-worthy ribs. Miss Black Lady. Yeah, I'll take about 5 of those. A fried rib, and she got the big back audacity to put honey and buffalo sauce on that. Give me a 10-piece of them fribs, Lord have mercy.
Fribs is crazy word. Shout out to Christian Johnson. I love it. Wait, what? David Woods, Inspiring Philosophy, Mike, Gut Logic are doing courses about Islam with TPUSA. I got to find out a little bit more about that. Are they doing courses like to teach people what Islam teaches so that they know how to answer questions about it? Or is it, I doubt highly they're teaching Islam, because I mean, David Woods is vehemently opposed to Islamic teaching. So if they're teaching that, let me give you my philosophy. Jason's philosophy is you do not have to know everything about a false teaching. All you need to know is how to properly answer from or know about the true teaching. So I don't need to know all the ins and outs of Islam. I just need to know all the ins and outs of my Christian faith. Because as I always say, if you don't know the answer, ask the questions. So I can ask a Muslim, what do you believe about banging your head on the floor 5 times a day? That's not biblical at all. So therefore, I can already parse that apart from scripture, why that's a problem, or whatever, the Hajj to Mecca, or not eating pork, or abusing women, or child brides, all that kind of stuff. I can discuss those things from the scriptures and point to the errors of the Muslim ideology. So that would be my point. So I don't know exactly what they're doing, but some people, again, let me give you this example. Some people do believe that you should learn more about a false teaching. The only problem is sometimes if you meet somebody who doesn't subscribe to that aspect of it, then you run into a problem. Okay. So I don't know if that's necessary. That's not my philosophy. I'm not saying that they're right. I'm sorry, they're wrong, or that I'm right. I'm saying we approach this thing differently. I don't need to know all the ins and outs of a false teaching. I'm just going to ask you questions about it. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. Like the basic tenets of it and how to refute it. There you go. I got no problem with that. I actually have never had chicken fried steak, but we can have another conversation about that. Yeah, but he's in Greensboro, but he's not in Atlanta. We need to find out why he is never. Look on the screen. What's going on now? Why is he hating on Atlanta? He's up in North Carolina twice. He's in Texas, Arizona. They don't even laugh in Arizona. He's in North Carolina 3 times. No, I'm sorry, twice. Sorry about that. Oh, this actually stopped on the 18th. There's some more dates. But hey, let's be for real. Christian, why are you not here in Atlanta? Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's go. And if that's what they're teaching, the Islamic dilemma, which I understand, if they teach that's fine. I think that's a good idea. But I don't think we really have to. If I were asked that, I would probably just teach from the scriptures how to refute those ideas. Because if you understand fully that Jesus Christ is God, you can address Mormons, you can address Jehovah's Witness, you can address Muslims and any other sect and cult and false religion out there that denies the deity of Christ. So I think you can be empowered more robustly. That would be me. Yep, there we go. Beauty for Ashes, shout out. She says, yes, because too many Christians believe we worship the same God as Muslims, and Muslims deny Jesus as Lord. There we go. Absolutely. And just by that truth right there, help you understand from the scriptures that Jesus Christ is God. Again, there's so many arguments that oneness Pentecostals, Jehovah's Witness, Mormons, Seventh-day Adventists. There's so many people, if just by teaching you how to extract from the scripture that Jesus Christ is God. That right there and I'm not saying that they're not doing that by any means. Yeah, I've never had chicken fried steak. I've never had it. I'm sorry. I hope I don't know what card you're gonna pull on me, but I've never had chicken fried steak. It just doesn't sound like something I'm excited about. Why do I want my steak fried? I don't get it. Don't jump me, y'all. Please don't jump me. I'm tired. Don't jump me. I'm tired today. But I will fight though. But don't beat me up. Charlie, and I like Apostate Prophet. Y'all know I like him. That's my guy. I like him. And hear me. I'm not disagreeing. And this is a great point that Susie Q brought up here. This is called the Muslim dilemma, that the Quran says that the Bible is a higher authority than the Quran. So if the Quran is right or wrong, Christianity is true because the Bible disagrees with the Quran. I agree. Like, that does put them in a trick bag. I just think that we need to, and I'm not saying by any means that you don't need to know that. That's a great, 1, 2, 3 punch with a kung fu grip and a uppercut. So I agree with that. So I have no problem with that at all. Lots of good conversation. Oh no, not really. Oh man, I'm gonna get put on the block party. Don't do that to me. All right, fine. I'm gonna find out. What's the big deal with chicken fried steak? That just sounds weird. I don't know. The name has never set right with me. Like, what is chicken fried steak? I know what it is. I don't know. This has never worked with me. I've never seen it on the menu and said, oh, I got to get that. I'm not a big fan of sausage gravy. Look, I live here in the South, but there's a lot of things Southerners eat that I don't mess with. So we can have that discussion. I'll be the old man looking out the window. What you doing over there? I love it, y'all. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. All right. Y'all, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for liking the videos this week, man. Again, it means a lot that y'all hang out with me, that you find good value in this. Thank you so much. I put the ask out there about Nigeria and you all flooded me. I got more than enough. Matter of fact, I probably have to take that down. I got more than enough information for me to do my little research on Nigeria and do a little presentation about that. If you're interested in helping Wrath and Grace, which is the ministry that Vodi Bakum was a part of before his passing, they are a donor-funded, non-for-profit. I would love for you to check them out at wrathandgrace.com. Thank y'all so much for supporting and checking it out if you feel inclined. You don't have to report, kind of like Marvin Winans asked y'all to do. You don't have to do that. If you feel inclined, do it and let the Lord bless you as he sees fit. Thank y'all again, as I said before, for not only liking the videos, hitting the like button, all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure we're probably right around the corner from 65,000 likes for the month. It means a lot. Thank y'all. I really do appreciate it. Thank y'all for tapping in with the videos, all that stuff. I got some great videos coming tomorrow. I think you'll find a lot of value in. And if you don't mind, when y'all comment, it does let me know what you all like. And when you like the videos, it lets me know what kind of videos you all like. So, if you don't like it and you don't comment, it gives me some kind of feedback. Like, okay, but if you do like it, you say, hey, Jason, keep it up or whatever like that. Even just the dialogue in the comment section, it does let me know kind of what you all are rocking with. So thank y'all so much. I will give you a heads up. We are going to be playing Candace Owens Jeopardy probably on Halloween. So that's probably where my guests are going to be able to, it looks like all of us have been able to iron it out. So I will let you know for a fact. I'll put up a community post as soon as we nail it down for sure. It'll either be that Thursday or that Friday. So I'll make sure, because I want, if y'all out there trick-or-treating, I don't want y'all not miss out on your trick-or-treating, because we over here playing Candaspiracy Jeopardy. I do want to say thanks again, y'all. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I did see some of y'all harassing Joe Pags on Twitter. Hey, don't make the guy hate me. Don't make the guy hate me. But I would love to work with Joe Pags. I think he's a great content creator. I don't want him to hate me, though. Joe looked like he might be able to throw a punch. I don't want him to come down here and punch me. But I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all for letting me know, like, content creators that you all enjoy listening to and checking out. If I can ever do a project with them, I will absolutely love to. And, cross-pollinate and get and interact with their audience and vice versa, because I think that's a great way to grow a healthy, vibrant community here on these YouTube streets. So, everybody, thank y'all so much. I'm going to go figure out what Chief Executive Secondborn is doing and call my firstborn back. So everybody have a fantastic rest of the day. I'll see y'all real soon. Until then, grace and peace. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Witt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.